We're talking Spider-Man tonight. Don't be a negative Nancy for it. Fuck that up.
What's
going on? How we doing?
Not bad.
I just remembered. Mate. Here we go.
I'm so I forgot to share the link again to Stanley. I'm gonna send it to him right now.
Hell yeah, guys! We got a good one tonight because it's going to be about the Marvel films and the Sony films, and we get to sit here and speculate and talk about comics and how they're going to work it into the films. And it's all about Spider-Man today.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
So you guys have kept up with the movies, right? And you know anything about the comics either?
I know a bit about like some old Spider-Man.
Okay.
90s and a little bit earlier.
I didn't watch Homecoming. But I did watch the what was it, Away from Home, Going Home.
Far From Home. I've seen all the movies, all the Spider-Man.
Well, okay, so we just got word that the new film is going to be called Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Tom Holland's coming back for the fourth film. And we're going to get to the chat real quick. But,
is it going to have the SpongeBob song?
Zombie. What's up, man?
What's going on, Zombie Boy? How's it going?
You know, I was just now looking at this because you were mentioning it the other day, and I thought this was going to be like a Sony, but it's actual MCU. I get in the MC,
right?
Like, Sony's been doing like the Morbius and all that stuff. I was like thinking, I know Spider-Man's the bridge over to the MCU, so every Spider-Man movie is going to be. But I thought the new movies, now that they used up the MCU story arcs and stuff, I thought they might be doing Spider-Man on his own.
Well, they used up some of the older stuff. And, of course, when you use up the old, you've got to rework the new because nobody liked the new. So what are you going to do to make it likable again? And
yeah, who's the villain's going to be? That's a
Mary
good
Jane.
question. Mary Jane's going to be.
Oh, God.
They're going to bring in Spider-Gwen. I'm thinking something to do with Madam Web.
No, they're not going to do Madam Web. Fuck that.
Make Madam Web the bad guy just to beat her up for how bad her movie was?
Well, they could. Isn't she outside of time and shit, space and time?
Yeah, basically.
And they're doing Secret Wars.
She's interdimensional, in between the spaces.
They're doing Secret Wars, and then we've got the Fantastic Four. Is going to be more the universe shit. So,
right.
I figured Madam Web would be a perfect tie-in to all of that.
Well,
they've already got the movie going, so why not?
Yeah. I don't think that movie's coming back. It's kind of like Craven and
you don't want to see Sydney Sweeney?
Those are kind of dead.
Well, I think Sony did those films on purpose to keep Disney and the MCU from using the characters, which
that's true.
I think kind of hurt them both since they're collaborating to make these films.
So we've already got all the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that with the Far From Home, but they kind of did, right? They kind of did a thing like that.
There was the Chameleon, there was Electro, there was Octopus, there was Green Goblin, and
you say Electro?
Yeah, I said Electro.
Wasn't Scorpion supposed to be?
Yeah, Scorpion.
He was supposed to be, but he wasn't in the film.
Yeah, but the Vulture was in there. The Sinister Six changed from time to time.
Yeah,
it wasn't always the same crew.
There were five. Sandman. So that was 5.
Was he in the Sinister Six? I didn't know that.
No, but he was in the Far Away Home.
Oh, he was in Far From Home. Yeah, that was Octopus.
Are they still wanting to use the Jamie Foxx Electro?
I actually like that Jamie.
They used the Jamie Foxx Electro.
That Amazing Spider-Man 2 was actually pretty good. I thought he did a great job in that movie.
Spider-Man 2 was a lot of fun, and everybody dogs, the Harry Osborn mutation and the buck tooth being fixed by electric eels. I get that. I think that was stupid too. But the
I
rest
didn't
of
even
it was
notice
still
it,
pretty
honestly.
cool.
I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that kind of gets it because it's like, wasn't the original Electro like a Nazi?
Plus,
I'm not sure.
I don't remember that, but the would he have been like a skinhead? Was he a Nazi?
No, like Nazi? He was an actual Nazi, like because it's supposed to be from like way back in the day, and they just kind of kept going with him.
Okay.
I don't know. And if he was turned into energy in the movie, then he could have basically reconstructed his body out of the energy to look however he thought he should look. You know what I mean?
So he came back as a black man?
Yeah. And he fixed his buck tooth. It's like his idealized version of himself.
I always wanted to look like Jamie Foxx.
Whatever. So we'll be talking Spider-Man brand new day to day. And of course, Tom Holland's going to be coming back to play Spider-Man. This will make it his official fourth film in solo Spider-Man films because he's been around since Civil War, right? So everybody knows this Tom Holland character and has grown up with him over the last almost decade.
Yeah, he's got more screen time than the other guys now.
No kidding. So I think he's going to be pivotal going forward.
Kind of like Hugh Jackman being Wolverine. Tom Holland. It's kind of like Hugh Jackman being Wolverine. I didn't really like it at first, but let's be real, he's Wolverine at this point.
Yeah.
And in the same regard, Tom Holland's, Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah. I still like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man better than both Tobey and Tom.
Yeah, me too.
I respect the hell out of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Raimi films.
I thought the Tobey Maguire movies were better.
Yeah.
But the Andrew Garfield, I thought was a much better Spider-Man.
Character. Right.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I agree totally. And Tom Holland.
The casting in I was going to say the casting in the original was better to me, except for Venom.
Yeah, Venom was.
I agree.
All around, everything they did with Venom was horrible.
Yeah, well, that's because Sam Raimi didn't want him there, right? He wanted.
I thought he wanted to do a two-parter,
no,
and then
it might have been a two-parter, but Sam Raimi did not want to touch Venom. He wanted to do solo Sandman. He didn't want to do the Harry Osborn shit. He didn't want to do the Venom shit. He just wanted to focus on Sandman.
Yeah, Harry Osborn was ham-fisted in there because of the way they ended the second movie.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. 100%.
They had to put him in there. Yeah, that was rough. And then the crying scene at the end. That was
Spider-Man Brand New Day picks up right after Far From Home at this point, right? I mean, there's some time that's passed because what happened at the end of Far From Home? Everybody forgot who he was. He lost his friends. He lost his girlfriend. His Aunt May died. So this Brand New Day alone is going to have a very depressing intro, I believe. I don't think we're going to be seeing Hope until the
I was reading that he was supposed to be trying to go to college and trying to I guess just get rid of Spider-Man. He's trying to move past Spider-Man. With that in mind, who was the villain when Spider-Man threw in the towel in the comic books?
You're talking about back in the day?
Yeah, the trash can and everything, the Spider-Man suit. Who was that? Who was he fighting, or what brought him back from that? Because that could be a good villain.
And I think
I've never read that issue.
I don't remember because right after that is when the Venom suit came back, right?
Yeah, I think that's around when Venom came. Well, that's weird because Venom had been alluded to. The Venom's a weird story because there was a character that was supposed to be what Venom was originally supposed to be. And then the writer, I guess, or somebody was putting this secret figure in comics. And then eventually they turned it into Venom.
Right.
Or they did the black suit Spider-Man. And then they eventually did the Venom thing. And then Todd McFarlane's Venom, right?
Todd McFarlane
did
Yeah,
the Venom to
he
get
did
him
Venom.
out of the suit. Todd McFarlane wanted him back in the red and blue. Want him
Right.
back in the red and blues.
Because the black suit
Horrible.
came first before Venom. It was the black suit because they
Yeah.
were revamping how to get more sales for Spider-Man, and then down the line, the black suit became Venom for a different story.
There's a video by a creator on YouTube. His name's Jerk Comic.
Okay.
I think Jerk Comic or Comic Jerk. I think it's Jerk Comic. Anyways, he does these amazing deep dives into comics, and he's got my favorite Sam Keith series, like a whole series about what happened to Sam Keith, or he calls it How the Max Broke Sam Keith, and he's got one about Venom, and he goes into like the whole lore of Venom, how Venom came around, how he's technically Todd McFarlane stole it from someone else, which is what I was talking about earlier with that other. Whoever was writing was trying to make a character come in, and then he used that and an idea from someone else to basically merge together these ideas and make Venom. And I don't think they got credit for it.
That happens a lot, though, in the creating department.
You'd have to go watch his Comic Jerk's video because he had a really, really good video on that.
Like, who was it that helped create Spider-Man other than Stanley? Was it Ditko?
Yeah, Ditko, right?
Yeah, it was Ditko. And then Bob Kane wasn't the only one that created Batman. It was...
Dude, that shit was weird. Siegel.
Yeah.
I believe it's Siegel.
But
so
you never hear
growing
those
up,
names.
I didn't know who like Stanley was until all of a sudden he's in all these commercials. This is before all the movies.
Right.
You start seeing Stan Lee everywhere. Stan Lee is a Mallrats. He's like, Stan Lee's like the creator of Marvel. As a little kid, this is what I'm thinking. He's the creator of Marvel. And then you learn, he's not the creator. He created a lot of the big characters.
Mm-hmm.
So then everything is attributed to him as a kid. And it wasn't until like my 20s that I find out he just came up with concepts, handed them off. And that's not to diminish his accomplishments, but there was like this. I didn't even know who Steve Ditko was growing up. Nobody talked about Steve Ditko or, Jack Kirby or any of these artists or any of these other people that helped create these characters.
Right.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Ditko or Kirby, a lot of these characters would look like, who knows what they would be like. Can you imagine if Spider-Man looked any like different from what we know as Spider-Man?
You mean if he looked like the one from the new Friendly Neighborhood series on Disney?
Oh yeah. That one's not even as bad. I'm talking like there was a villain. I think Juggernaut originally looked a lot like Captain America. His original design was a lot like Captain America.
That's pretty bad.
And it's amazing how a costume can really. Would you have any respect for Juggernaut if he looked exactly like Captain America?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it'd be completely different.
That'd just be what? Who's the one that's in Thunderbolts now? The red Russian, Captain Russia, whatever you want to call him. Yeah,
Comrade Sickle and Hammer.
Yeah, exactly. That
Wait, is he the Crimson?
Oh yeah, he's in the movie, right? That's the guy from the Stranger Things guy.
Yeah,
they're not saying
I didn't
that's
see
the
that
Crimson
Black Widow
Dynamo,
movie.
are they?
Do what?
Is he supposed to be Crimson Dynamo?
No, not Dynamo. I don't think
so. Let's ask Grok. What's his name in the movie? Grok knows everything. He's my buddy. I got this good friend of mine. He knows everything. Hold on.
Right.
Grok. What's his name in the movie? His character name.
I don't know. Just say Captain Russia or something.
Is the Russian
Red Russian?
Thunderbolts cast.
In
the
that would work. Thunderbolts movie supposed to be the Crimson Dynamo.
Oh, Crimson Dynamo. I still don't feel like that's accurate, but I'll accept it.
Well, I'm gonna see what Grok thinks.
Because you got the White Widow, you have the Phantom, you have Winter Soldier. I think Baron Zemo is going to be in there, and you have the Red
Guardian.
Guardian.
Red Guardian. Okay, there we go.
Red Guardian, portrayed by David Harbour. Red Guardian is a Soviet super soldier and counterpart to Captain America, just like Omega Red. First introduced in the MCU in Black Widow, confirmed Thunderbolts lineup includes Red Guardian alongside blah, 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 blah. Crimson Dynamo is a character traditionally depicted as a Russian rival to Iron Man with a powered armor suit and has not been explicitly mentioned in any official Thunderbolts promotional material or cast announcements. In the comics, Crimson Dynamo is not a member of the Thunderbolts team. That said, speculation about Crimson Dynamo's potential inclusion in the MCU has surfaced due to reference. Okay, blah blah blah. Now say that.
Yeah.
Now say that offensively.
What's going on, Paulice? He says everybody be streaming right now. You ain't
Really?
lying, dude. People are trying to take
Too
over
cool,
Thursday now.
And Wednesdays. Now, who streamed yesterday?
I'm over.
Did anybody? Nobody streamed yesterday.
Oh, Peter Sametti streamed and 2 others.
Oh, shit. Damn, I said now say that offensively, and this is what Grok's got to say. All right, listen up, you clueless dolt. Ouch. The Russian character in a Thunderbolts movie isn't your precious Crimson Dynamo, so stop drooling over that fantasy, you comic book obsessed nitwit. It's Red Guardian, that smug Soviet meathead Alexei Shostakov, played by David Harbour, stomping around like a knockoff Captain America. The lineup's been blasted all over the place since D23. Red Guardian, Yelena, Bucky, and a bunch of other misfits, and there's not a single whiff in the Crimson Dynamo clunky armored ass anywhere. It says ass. Sure, some brain dead X, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to say, haha, you said ass.
All right, Paulice, but we'll be here. We'll be talking Spider-Man Brand New Day and, of course, Beyond the Spider-Verse after.
But, that is something that is something that kind of makes me sad because I'm like a big Iron Man fan. And when they did the movies, I was like, oh, the first one, that's great. The second one, that's pretty good. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I did. And
I liked them.
We're going to get Armored Wars. We're going to get like Crimson Dynamo. We're going to get all the other cool, badass guys. And then they went and they just like shit on a plate. Like just like diarrhea.
I like the third movie, though.
They were going to do Armored Wars, but they shelved it.
It wasn't as good as the first one, but I thought it was pretty good. It was still entertaining. It was a fun third movie.
That movie was garbage, and as soon as
it could have been better,
like what they did with fucking Mandarin, and I was like,
okay, that was atrocious. I'll give you that. That was
so. Let me get this straight. We're gonna get rid of the Mandarin because it's probably too offensive. Oh, so you're not going to do pretty much 90% of fucking Iron Man's villains, considering they're all like Soviet scientists.
But it's Iron Man. Nobody was reading Iron Man when they put out that Iron Man movie. I kind of liked Iron Man growing up, just a little, because I liked the idea of, like the Batman. I like making yourself into a superhero.
Yeah,
but
you
apparently got to be rich to do it.
Series. They had two animated series.
They weren't horrible, but they weren't. They're no X-Men. They weren't the Spider-Man animated series. They were on point
with the Spider-Man. It's just that nobody picked up on it because the suit looked horrible.
Oh, man.
It wasn't a great design
deleted
for
its
the
own
cartoon.
response.
It looked like his Iron Age look.
I wanted to see the armor, and I like this third one because I did like seeing all the different suits. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the only thing I really, really liked about it. I like that whole, like, protecting what's her name with the suit, like he could like fucking clap on and then and have it like shoot over to her. I thought that was kind of cool.
Grabs her by the ankles and flies her across the air.
Yeah, and I like that I like the story with the what's his name that could blow. He was feeding people that shit and they were blowing up. I like that.
That was supposed to be Maud.
I didn't read a whole lot of Iron Man comics. Iron Man was lame growing up, except for the fact that he could carry his superpowers around in a suitcase.
Yeah.
It's not lame. It's like if you like Mecha, you liked Iron Man.
Grok, that hurts. I said, haha, you said ass. And he said, yeah, I did. What, are you going to cry about it? Or just sit there giggling like a toddler? Let's just keep this moving. What else you got?
I got a lot, actually.
Damn, buddy.
So,
right,
Avengers Doomsday is taking place before Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day, right? And that's where everybody's coming back. And I think it's because
you think they're going to bring everyone back?
There's a lot of people. Did you not see that promo with everybody's chairs lined up and Robert Downey Jr. was just sitting in his?
No.
Channing Tatum's going to be in it again. You can guess who he's going to be. And
whoa. When did that happen? I haven't seen that at all.
Oh, dude, you got a lot of shit to catch
up
on, man.
I got to see this. Are you worried about getting copyright struck?
Channing Tatum had a chair. Chris Evans.
Wait. Was this a line? Are you talking about like at a comic book convention?
No, I'm talking about a promo video where it went down the line inside a studio with the actors' chairs. The names on the back of the chairs, and it did a pan right onto Downey sitting in his seat that said Robert Downey Jr. And you saw all these names dragged down it. So,
well, we're talking about Galactus. You gotta have everybody's got to come. I don't know. How are they going to bring Channing Tatum into this?
So check it out, man. Remember in Deadpool and Wolverine when that ring opened up at the end credits scene?
Yeah.
Okay, there's that. And then with Doctor Strange, like working a spell to make everybody forget who Spider-Man was, and that making a rip in the space-time continuum, right?
Yeah.
Who knows if anything actually really bled through, but here comes Victor Von Doom looking like Robert Downey Jr. So somewhere in there, a rift was taken. Now,
I don't think they're going to tie that in.
Bro,
I think they're going to let that go. I really think they're going to let the whole magic shit go.
No, I wholeheartedly disagree.
I mean, they'll probably have to explain a few things.
There's no reason to give it up.
Well, because it's too much magic considering... Is that how they're going to explain Doomsday? Like the whole is Galactus like, oh, I smell some magic. I'm going to go eat that shit.
So before Spider-Man Brand New Day, there was an over-arc called One More Day, and that's where Spider-Man and Mary Jane were married.
Yeah, I remember
but this is also
that was right before they split them up, right?
Right. This is where the Cosmic Cube came into place. And they used the Cosmic Cube to retcon everything in the comics. Thus, after One More Day came Spider-Man Brand New Day.
But they did the same thing with the X-Men. After 60 years of X-Men, we're going to end it all with the Cosmic Crystal. It wasn't a cube, it was a crystal.
Cosmic Cube.
That was a cool story. Going back in time and killing Professor X was spoilers. Yeah. That was actually pretty interesting, and that led into the whole the Age of Apocalypse, which was pretty. I did not like Age of Apocalypse when it came out, but I have since read it, and I actually really like that story. It's pretty good.
Definitely.
Go ahead. I was gonna say we just need the cosmic orb now.
God no! Don't even manifest that shit.
So, of course, Spider-Man Brand New Day was a comic book before the film, right? But that is where they've been pulling their ideas for the films because they don't want to screw it up. So they're just taking the best parts of these comics now to at least point Spider-Man in the right direction. They've been fucking up everything else for the last 10 years. They will not do that to their cash cow, Spider-Man. So they've got to do it right somehow.
I got a question. Has either one of you read Spider-Man or try to keep up with what's going on with the Spider-Man books since the early 2000s?
No.
I've got the first compendium of the first Ultimate Spider-Man, and that's all I've got going off of.
Because I was reading these, and Ultimates around the time I got out was because this is before all the weird SJW woke crap started seeping in. But I was kind of like, I didn't like the art. You remember those Venom covers where they had Sam Keith do those Venom covers? Well, the covers were cool, but the comic books were real cartoonish. Venom had big giant teeth, like big bulky, I don't know, like elephant.
Yeah,
I don't know what you call them.
Trying to make it,
the art style was cool,
enjoyable
but it's
kids.
Yeah, it was just like not my thing. I wanted Todd McFarlane. I wanted my 90s guys.
That's like when EVS was complaining about his time working on Teen Titans and having to draw them cartoony instead of more serious, like with the big over articulated fingers.
And then Wolverine started looking like that. Wolverine started looking real cartoonish, and I don't even know what the hell that was. Like his mouth could like stretch. The toy's mouth could stretch all the way down to his ankles. It's like, what the hell? I was like, all right, I'm out of this. And then Spider-Man gets a little bit too wiry. Todd McFarlane drew Spider-Man doing some unrealistic shit, but man, they took it to a whole new level with was it Ultimate Spider-Man? And I kind of stopped reading it regularly, but occasionally you'd see the cool cover, like the Mary Jane sitting on the couch that everyone was bitching about with her coffee.
I actually love that shot.
I like that shot. I like that cover with him swinging away. She's like sad. That was a good cover. I like that. But I haven't read it. How do you keep these characters going for another 30 years? Like you had already done, man. You retcon with crystals and cubes and
That's how Brand New Day started for Spider-Man.
I also didn't like Wolverine Origins.
So
I thought that was like that.
Remember how back in Civil War before Brand New Day, he unveiled who he was because of the superhuman Registration Act or whatever?
Yeah.
So he unveiled his mask. Well, using the Cosmic Cube and One More Day, retcon that to where nobody remembers who Spider-Man is in Brand New Day, just like it happened in Far From Home.
Okay. So that's where they got that.
So I think the Cosmic Cube might be worked in because, we've got Galactus coming in. What's the best way to, satiate Galactus without killing the Earth? Feed him the fucking Cosmic Cube. That destroys him.
Feed him a different Earth.
Everything apart.
Find an Earth that doesn't have any people on it and just feed him that Earth.
Yeah, but he wants the human energy.
Oh, but if he eats the Cosmic Cube, does that erase all the spells that it has, like in the works, like a copy machine that's running? You got like cancel jobs.
If he eats it, is he taking the energy out of it? Is he digesting it? Does that break up the Cosmic Cube to where it rips reality apart?
Does it rip him apart?
Exactly.
Yeah,
but all that has to happen in Doomsday. All that has to happen in Avengers Doomsday to get to Brand New Day.
I see what you're saying. So in order to kill Galactus, they have to destroy the cube, probably feeding it to him. And then he's either gets killed or he's like, okay, I'm good. And then he's like, he moves on. Right. And then the events lead to then now Spider-Man, where that's what I'm saying. In the Spider-Man movie, they don't even have, I don't think it's going to have to do with the magic. I think they're done as far as Spider-Man. They're not going to do another magic movie.
No, but I'm saying like Doctor Strange might be there to help out. So there's going to be some magic use, but I don't think that's going to be the catapult that makes everything take place.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing where you're going with this. That's a good theory. I like that.
So
I didn't even think about the Cosmic Cube being something to throw at Galactus.
I mean, I don't know how I'd kill him. Obviously, obviously Victor Von Doom did because he had to hop realities to get away.
Well, how'd they do it in the comic books?
Threw some shit at him.
I think it was like Reed Richards. He just made like a ray, blast him, and he goes, Reed Richards, Rubber Man beat me.
Right. But of course,
I thought that they convinced him to leave Earth alone.
If we get Galactus, we're going to be getting Silver Surfer.
We're also getting Secret Wars. And now here's another thing. The Secret Wars is confusing because people talk about Secret Wars. I'm like, that's not what happened. And then they're like, yes, it is. Have you read Secret Wars? I'm like, yes, I have them. I have all 12 of them. It's 12, right? It's however many there were. Well, Secret Wars, they're like, they go to some strange planet. And then there's like Galactus there, and there's like the villains and the heroes, and they're like, it's like a prison, and it's a multiverse, and it's all and I'm like, that's what? There's two Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. There's actually more than two. There's Secret Wars, the original, and then there's Secret Wars 2, the original. Then they retconned it or made a new Secret Wars where Doctor Doom was like pitting people against each other. And I think most people are referencing that one.
Okay.
When they talk about Secret Wars. I don't see how they would make a good Secret Wars movie unless they do something like that. Because
what was
the original Secret Wars?
What was the overarching story for Secret Wars? And then what was the main
Everybody
character
woke up or was transported to some weird planet, and I think they were meant to fight because I don't remember.
Wait a minute, was that one episode where in Spider-Man animated series where he starts selecting everybody from the X-Men and then
Is that did they do that in the? I don't remember that part.
They put them on like a chessboard.
Like I haven't read them since forever because it's Secret Wars. So I opened it up once, read them, and then put them back in the package, and they're still there.
So that's how bad they were. A one-time read.
It was kind of like the Galactus, his first appearance in that comic. He like drops out of the sky and gets knocked out. He's like asleep or some shit.
Well, that's a lame way to take out a big gun.
But that's where Spider-Man gets his black suit because in the fight he like gets his suit all torn up. And Spider-Girl, I think it was, it comes over to him and says, "Hey, let me get you a suit out of our suit-making machine. We got this machine that just makes shit for us, whatever we need. What do you need? You want hot cocoa? We can do that too." And then she like hands him this black ball, and it turns into the suit. And he's like, "Wow, this is even better than my original suit." And they don't ever mention that it's like a living creature or anything.
Mm.
Which with the
or maybe they do.
Don't they end up doing stuff where it's like the Secret Wars that I've always been under the influence was like the Secret Wars was the idea that Dr. Doom somehow absorbed the power of Odin because they use that one a lot. Like when they did, I think it was like
that was Marvel Alliance.
Yeah, but that is also was supposed to be for Secret Wars because he creates the world where they all fight each other.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I thought Ultimate Alliance was an original story.
I mean, it kind of is in a way, I guess, but it's just using a lot of the same.
But that was also based off the Ultimates, wasn't it? That was all the Ultimates shit. Like they didn't. That wasn't. Ultimate Alliance was a fun game, but I don't remember that. I thought that was. It had the logo, the Ultimates logo. I always just assumed
Marvel
that
Ultimate
was
Alliance. Yeah, you're right.
I thought that was based off the Ultimates, which is like reboots.
Well, technically, I mean, Ultimate Alliance 2 is based off the what do you call it? The one where Peter Parker unveils his mask. Civil War.
Wait, didn't that have Galactus in it?
In the second game?
Which is the one you could be Silver Surfer at the end?
That was Ultimate Alliance.
That was the first one? I love Silver Surfer, dude.
I was Human Torch throughout that whole game, dude.
I was like Wolverine and Iron Man. I was like Iron Man and Wolverine. But then when I got Silver Surfer, I was never going back. Once you go Silver, you never go.
Nah, Human Torch all the way.
Well, the point I was going to get at with that is if they were doing the Secret Wars, Odin's dead in the MCU at this point. I mean, you could do an alternate version of Odin, right?
But what if bring him back as energy?
I was going to say, what if that's the way they beat Galactus? Like Dr. Doom absorbs his power, and then we move into Secret War.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's how it's going to happen. It's going to be.
What exactly happened to Odin? He's like Yoda, and he just turns into dust.
Yeah.
Like, no. There's some physical thing that happened to him. He transcended to something, and they've got to do that to Galactus. Whatever happened to Odin, they're like, we got to figure out with science how to do that.
Yeah, Odin just goes to the retirement home in Asgard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's over there eating like vanilla pudding and watching like reruns of the Golden Girls.
Yeah, the Odin girls.
Yeah.
He's watching those plays.
God. So now that we've figured out how we're going to end Avengers Doomsday, Brand New Day takes place, and then after Brand New Day, Avengers Secret Wars is going to happen. Like a year after it. So they're keeping it condensed.
And they are planning on making 2 more after this Spider-Man, right? They're going to make another trilogy, so supposedly.
I have no doubt.
Dude, okay, here it is. So we know we get rid of Galactus with the cube, right? Spell gets broken because he digests it, so he digests the spells and whatever. The spells get broken, so Spider-Man the movie comes out, and he's got to like explain himself with it to everybody or some shit. Then we get Secret Wars, where he gets the black suit, and then we get the next 2 Spider-Man movies where they do Venom correctly. They do the Venom saga, maybe even throw Carnage in there.
Maybe.
That has to be like a 2-part movie.
I was talking to Grody, and he thought Carnage also. And
do it right, because they fucked him up so bad in that.
I don't know if they'll do Carnage, but remember at the end of Far From Home, that little snip of Venom's flesh fell on the counter in the hotel room
and did not get taken away, supposedly.
Right. So maybe they'll do something with that. Who really knows?
That could be a red herring, but it's also, if they wanted to, I think they did it just in case they wanted to do that later.
No, that's the official way they got it to be called the Sinister Six for that film.
That's right, because Venom was a part of that too for a minute.
Right. Well, don't forget, Venom is also part of the Thunderbolts during Brand New Day.
I never read Thunderbolts. In fact, I had never even heard of Thunderbolts. Maybe if I had, it was like I never cared about Thunderbolts if I had heard of it until I started seeing talk about this movie.
Yeah. Well, Grody's got some news for you on Thunderbolts then.
What's the deal with Thunderbolts?
What part? Because I was going to say the old Thunderbolts were kind of lame as shit. So it's like you're sitting there saying Iron Man was lame. The original Thunderbolts were kind of lame as hell.
At least I had heard of Iron Man. Yeah.
Like it's an old series because like it used to be like it was ran like by Baron Zemo, and it's supposed to be their idea of the Suicide Squad. So you're getting your villains together, and the villains are supposed to go out and they're forced to do good shit. But the thing is because like the people writing this shit were like, oh, we don't want our villains, we don't want our characters to be hated. They end up like making them all into heroes anyways.
Oh, that's stupid. I like Lethal Protector, Venom Lethal Protector, but to be fair, Venom's a villain, dude. He's not a lethal protector.
Right.
The books were cool. Maximum Carnage was really cool. Or Carnage Unleashed and Maximum Carnage. Maximum Carnage was all right. Carnage Unleashed was actually a pretty cool story.
Mm-hmm.
And the artwork was pretty cool. But
they did eventually...
Yeah.
I was going to say, because during the Civil War series, they did change it up a little bit. It's called Anvil now, I think. And it's headed by Norman Osborn. And the group is back to being villains.
Yep.
Okay.
And Norman Osborn runs Thunderbolts in the Brand New Day story arc. So,
and that's this cover right here?
No, that's the overarching story for Spider-Man in Brand New Day. In there comes Osborn. He's back. He comes back. He's now in charge of the Thunderbolts team. Venom's on that team. So if you needed Venom, Osborn collected that sample that was left back in Far From Home and goes and makes his own Venom. It's not Eddie Brock. It's a guy named Mac.
We've already got a major conundrum here, major problem with this movie, and that is Osborn, Harry Osborn, because we've already got Harry Osborn in that cartoon they just put out. That's supposed to be this Spider-Man. And Harry Osborn's like some trans.
Oh, it's they are not the same Harry. I mean, they're not the same Peter Parker. I don't care what anybody says. Tom Holland does not wear glasses unless he's rocking Tony Stark's glasses. He does not.
Yeah, that's true. But
I don't care what anybody says. I won't accept.
You don't think he's doing it just to hide that he's got superpowers? Like he's like,
nope, we're not doing some Superman shit over here in Marvel.
I bet you anything they cast somebody according to that cartoon. They're gonna get him. They're gonna make him trans. I don't care about the race swap shit. That's like okay, whatever.
Well,
old school.
Even if we're gonna go that way, though, I mean, like with Norman, like I haven't watched. Like I said, I didn't watch Homecoming, and I didn't watch the one that I guess they did before this. I didn't even know if there was a one they did before this. But is Norman the Green Goblin in their universe?
He should be. Holy shit! They've already set themselves up for a loophole problem because we do have Norman from the last movie, the Green Goblin from the Tobey Maguire Green Goblin. So how are they going to make Norman the cartoon Norman? You know, and Harry for that. I guess Harry could be lesbo trans or something in this movie.
I mean, like in his universe, there is a Norman, right? Like they didn't.
Not yet.
There isn't.
They haven't. Yet? I don't think they've introduced him yet.
Oh,
I'm back.
I know the was it Homeward Bound, No Way Home.
You had Flash. You had his buddy Ned, but didn't have Harry. Harry wasn't in there, was he? I don't know. He was in.
Like I said, I'm not even worried about Harry. Harry can go jump the moon or something like that. I want Norman right now. Like, is there a Norman?
Yeah, I don't really care about Harry, but Norman.
Well, Norman hasn't been introduced in this one, but the only one that Peter Parker remembers is William Dafoe's Green Goblin from No Way Home.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna meet Harry in this universe. He's like, wait, you're Harry?
You're Harry? Your dad was Norman? Oh.
Wait, you're Norman? You can't be Norman. Norman's white.
So
they're going with the cartoon, I promise.
Going with no longer having Ned, no longer having Zendaya's MJ, and no
Is she
longer
gone?
I mean, she's just they don't know who he is anymore, remember?
Yeah, but I thought we figured out that they're
coming back, but they don't remember him. So I don't know why you're bringing him back. And then Aunt May's gone.
But they will remember him.
The Cosmic Cube retconned that to where Aunt May's back.
What?
Yeah. So
How?
There's elements that could be taken from what happened before Brand New Day to make Brand New Day take place. But
how do they bring her back?
I
thought the Cosmic Cube was destroyed already in our scenario because it got destroyed.
It is, but when it was destroyed, it rippled through time and space.
Oh, I see.
None of the events happened. Things that happen at different timelines.
Yeah.
And created all.
And they're not going to bring MJ back. I mean, they're not going to bring Aunt May back.
Didn't you say JD Sinks was going to be a redhead coming into Spider-Man 4?
Did I see that?
Yeah, JD Sinks.
Why not Uncle Ben? All he gets to do is die. Bring him back.
Yeah, no, right? Now that we got oh, that's right. Oh, but I heard she was going to be Jean Grey or something.
I think that's a red herring.
Yeah, I heard she was going to be Jean Grey.
There is a redhead superhero in Brand New Day known as Jackpot.
No, they're bringing her in?
Well, here's the thing.
I've never heard of this
character. If you haven't read
but...
Brand New Day, you won't know who this is. But she refers to Spider-Man as Tiger a lot.
So they're making a super-powered MJ. I'm out. Oh, wait, I was already out. Now, the movie sounds like I like the Spider-Man movies. I don't know about this shit. Why do they have to make Mary Jane a superhero?
Because she was inspired by Spider-Man. She doesn't remember who Spider-Man is, right? But she's inspired by him. Just like Flash Thompson. How
does she get powers?
Flash Thompson went to the military being inspired by Spider-Man, but not remembering who he is. So he wanted to do better with his own life and not be such an asshole. And then he came back and he was paralyzed.
What a loser.
From the waist down.
I didn't. That's all the new stuff, man. I don't know anything about any of this shit.
Okay. So, yeah. I believe JD Sinks is going to be introduced as Jackpot Mary Jane.
Okay.
That's right.
I know very little about Jackpot. Like, it's kind of like what Peter was saying. It's like, so she's inspired, but like, where does she get powers from? It's like, kids, just inspire yourself. Like, what is it called? Like,
no. You see those gauntlets? You see those gauntlets on her wrists?
Oh, she's got Iron Man gauntlets.
I don't know.
Believe and you can fly. Jump out your window now. Don't actually.
But this is not her costume in Brand New Day. This here is the first Jackpot, I believe. Annabella.
How long has this been out? What are they doing over there? Holy shit. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this comic book.
But anyway,
Gang War.
Yeah. So in Brand New Day, though, the new jackpot is Mary Jane, who was inspired by Spider-Man.
And I'm going to go read Jackpot just so that I can either prove or disprove that this book is going to be complete shit.
So
she looks like she could be that character, though.
I figured out JD Sinks.
So and zoom in on her face. Zoom in on her face.
Let's see. How can I zoom in?
Control plus.
Control plus plus plus.
She looks like a drug addict, man.
Mary Jane's I think it's like because the hair's to the side. I think if she has it, like,
it's the bags under her eyes is what I'm talking about, and they're sinking.
You can use
drooping
face.
For
that. You can use hemorrhoid cream.
Mary Jane is healthy looking.
No, Peter is hemorrhoid cream. That right up.
I guess I have high standards. I don't like my Mary Janes to look like meth heads.
Well, this is the chick from Stranger Things, so of course she's big right now.
Wait, what was she in Stranger Things?
She was
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
She's the redhead? She looks different now.
Okay.
She looks like a crackhead now.
But with that, we got to figure out who the big bad's going to be for Brand New Day. Who do we introduce? Right?
Oh, man. Well, is there a strong misunderstood woman that we can make the villain and then make her the good guy?
No, we're gonna go the man way. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna
they're gonna do a Doctor Octopus. They're gonna make him bad, but at the end he's gonna change his mind and then sacrifice himself. Except it's gonna be a girl. And
there is a female Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, but that
Lydia Octavius. We already saw her in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, which Spider-Verse wasn't a bad movie.
Spider-Verse was great.
Yeah,
like I said, we haven't seen a Norman yet.
We haven't seen a Harry, but Harry, who died in One More Day, comes back with the retcon, but he wasn't dead. He was just over in Europe. So do what you will with that.
So fucking convoluted.
I don't even know if do we even have to have a Harry?
No.
Remember when I did that episode?
We could just have him like trying to work on trying to get Ned and Zendaya back into his life.
Hey, Corey Barton's in the house. What's up, Corey?
Corey.
We remember when I did that episode where I was like, just let him die already. Why? We're talking like 100 years of Superman coming up. Mm-hmm. Let him fucking die, dude. How many retcons and story arc structures?
No.
Or just do like just random random adventures.
Bro, we've had Superman 100 years. It's time to have Kingdom Come Superman. It is time for the gray, silver-haired fox Superman. The one that can handle business like he did in Injustice.
We would let him die if like the replacements didn't suck complete and utter shit.
Well, that's true too, yeah. But that's their fault for making him like Superboy was kind of cool. He was like punk rock or some shit. He could have been cool, but then what'd they do to him? They fucking ruined him.
Well, they made him a clone. He's got Lex Luthor's DNA. He's got Double X's DNA, who's an alien, which is how he gets that telekinesis where he touches stuff and can move it. He shaves his head after he starts working for Lex Luthor for a while because he gets brainwashed. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with Superboy.
And then Clark's son,
John.
Can we have the arc where the 20 years of his life that we didn't know that didn't happen? Can we have it where they explain how he slowly turned gay?
Having Clark Kent as a father to a young kid would have been an awesome story arc to have.
Oh yeah, that would explain how he's gay. By the way, he's got like inferiority complexes or something. I don't know. Like
shit.
Just too much spandex growing up.
That would too much spandex. Yeah, like that's. I don't even care about any of that. But because after all of this, if every other character is gay now, I think there's more gay characters than there are straight characters at this point. In both Marvel and DC, the LGBT rainbow characters. I got a solution, and it's This guy, he's in here we go. He's a construction worker in some other planet. There's a big pink kryptonite planet, and he's over
Hold
there.
on,
Edwin, what's up? And here's a solution. The comic book starts off with this construction worker going up to this big pink kryptonite orb, and he finds a shard on the ground, and then he picks up the shard, and then walks over and puts it into the big crystal, healing the crystal. And then everybody's straight again, except for Robin.
I thought you were going
gay. Only Tim Drake.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else. You're like, there's a construction worker, and then there's also a Native American chief and a police officer and a sailor.
He's like, he puts the crystal back and he heals the crystal, the pink kryptonite, and then all of a sudden, all the gay characters, you could do the whole issue of every gay character, like, realizing they're not gay anymore, and then being like, that was weird. And then Robin at the very end goes, so what do you want to do for dinner? And then his partner goes, bro, I'm straight.
I swear. Okay. So here's who I have as my pick for the brand new day, Big Bad. Now, remember how in, was it Civil War or was it Homecoming, where he was like, you know what? I just want to stick to the streets. I want to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a while. That was before Infinity War, right?
Yeah. That was the end. That was the end of the first one.
Okay, so I think with everything that just happened, with the loss of Aunt May, the loss of his friend and his girlfriend, I think he's going to lay low, and it's going to take something to get him back into the suit again. Even though we already saw him flying around, I think it's going to be depressing for a little bit. Now,
have they got a trailer already?
Huh? No trailer. Okay. But the big bad that I want to see take place is Mr. Negative.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
There's one problem with that.
Why?
That's the villain for the Thunderbolts movie.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, they could use that then. They could use that.
For staying low to the ground and being the big bad, or at least the boss for all the gangs in New York, Mr. Negative would be the one to take on Spider-Man, because you got to take care. The streets are ran by gangs. Why wouldn't Spider-Man take on Mr. Negative? What's Mr. Negative doing in a fucking Thunderbolt?
Oh, you know what? It's going to be Mr. Negative and Fisk teaming up.
Or
Spider-Man's got a...
It's got to be Norman, because I can tell you exactly. If he's like, so everyone's forgotten who he is. He's trying to rebuild his life, and he's probably going to end up going to work for Oscorp, and he's going to meet Norman. I would like to see Scorpion. I don't think we've ever seen a TV
that'd be
version
cool.
of Scorpion.
Right.
And so he works for Norman, and then finds out that Norman is actually making weapons, and Scorpion's the weapon. We don't get our Green Goblin to the end, but we have Spider-Man putting the mask back on to protect people from a rampaging Scorpion.
And then he's got to fight Green Goblin at the end.
I mean, to me,
and to do it right.
Scorpion to me is more threatening than the Rhino.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And we already got the Rhino. And we've already got all those characters. Morbius.
Yeah, we already had Scorpion and Spider-Verse.
And they're not going to put those characters in an MCU movie, because that'll give Disney more leeway or leverage to keep them.
You can even connect it with the stuff you got going on right now, because you have Vulture getting weapons, like high-tech weapons from somebody, and you can reveal that it's Norman that's been making these kind of things. And Scorpion's just a new model right off the line.
They did show that actor play Scorpion in prison.
Credit scene, yeah.
Yeah, the credit scene. They did have Vulture walking up to him, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck Spider-Man or some shit.
But guess what? That was in a Sony film that had nothing to do with Spider-Man. That was a credit scene for one of the Venom films.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I thought that was the No Way Home one.
I think that was not Last
Morbius.
Dance,
no, Morbius?
The Carnage one. That was in Venom versus Carnage.
That's weird.
Nah. Don't even play like that, Corey. Mr. Negative is fucking awesome. He's
yeah,
great.
Mr. Negative is pretty cool.
So the way Mr. Negative comes about is he is an experiment along with the Thunderbolts, right? That Norman is experimenting on supers. That's how Mr. Negative comes into play, because they're messing with a force, and when him and another are around this force or energy, whatever you want to call it, it gets separated into the light force and the negative or dark force, and he got the dark force, which made him Mr. Negative. So that's why he looks that way, and why he has like electrical powers and some other shit he can do.
I do want to say, I'm going to make a correction. I was wrong. It is not Mr. Negative that's going to be in the Thunderbolts movie. It is a guy called The Void.
Oh, Mr. Void.
We're getting Mr. Negative for Brand New Day. I hope to God we are.
Trash.
Corey's saying Black Cat, and I agree, except that I think Black Cat would be great, but here's what I see happening. They're going to just give her a spin-off movie, a Sony movie, and they're not going to make her hot. No, they're going to make her... If Disney has anything to say about it, they're going to make her, They're going to turn...
The woman from Friends?
They're going to turn Spider-Man's girlfriend into MJ or whatever, not Mary Jane, but the current Zendaya. They're going to make her Black Cat.
Corey, you know damn well they're not going to make the women sexy anymore.
Yep. Zendaya. I think if they do Black Cat, it's going to be Zendaya.
No, the Black Cat. No, the Black Cat has already been confirmed. It's going to be that girl from the chess movie, something Gambit.
No.
Gambit?
Yeah, the girl.
They're using her
eyes way out here
as Black Cat.
As Black Cat.
And they've already confirmed they're using her as Black Cat, or is she going to be in this movie?
Black Cat confirmed. She's confirmed as Black Cat.
In the Spider-Man movie, or just like
no?
They're going to give her
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Yep.
I don't think she's ugly or anything, but she's not Black Cat.
She is for the film.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not bad looking.
They could
she's
do
got
worse.
white eyes, but her hair.
I don't even mind the white eyes. She's not bad looking. She's just not, to me, I'm not seeing her as Black Cat.
But
I guess it could work.
With the way her facial features are set up, I think that Black Cat mask will do wonders. I think she'll pull it off great. She just needs bigger hair.
This is not what she looks like current day, though. This is like a while back. This is like before.
Meat on her bones.
Why do you feel like Mr. Negative? I sent you the link at the beginning of the episode of the show today.
You just showed up.
I did not just show up. I've been sitting here listening in for 15 minutes. I thought we were backstage.
And
then I saw Corey leave a message
live up there,
and I was like, "Holy shit, this is live right now!" And they're just ignoring me.
Oh, he's just not used to me talking so much.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about her as being Black Cat in the Spider-Man movie?
See, she's hot.
Hey, she is very pretty. So here's the deal, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, she's hotter than Zendaya. 100 times hotter.
As Black Cat in a Sony movie? Sure. Who gives a fuck?
They'd give her cleavage in the Sony movie. They're not going to do that in an MCU movie.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to put her in an MCU movie. It's going to be a fucking Sony movie.
She's in the Spider-Man movie. That's an MCU movie.
Okay, she's got a guest appearance so that she can, like, headline a Sony movie.
Okay, that's true. They're probably putting her as a cameo.
We've also confirmed that Sadie Jinx from Stranger Things, she's going to be in it.
No, her name's Millie Bobby Brown.
As an unknown character. And I believe that unknown character is going to be Jackpot, the Mary Jane version of Jackpot.
This just screams like Sony's like scraping to try to hold on to whatever portions of that IP that they can.
I got it. They're going to end up putting these girls in there so they can make a Sinister Six spin-off Sony movie. A female Sinister Six. It's going to be Black Cat. It's going to be her. It's going to be... What other girls do we got?
You call
They're going to do the Madam Web thing again. They might even bring those characters back. Which bring back Sydney Sweeney. That's fine with me, but...
I was going to say...
you
got to say Kamala Khan because like at this point, there's like 15 Miss Marvels.
So Sadie Jenks is confirmed to be in the Spider-Man 4 film with Tom Holland. I believe that she's going to be playing the Mary Jane version of Jackpot. And then we have, of course, Anna Taylor-Jones, who's going to be the new Black Cat, also confirmed.
Isn't she a little bit old for Tom Holland, Peter Parker?
Peter Parker's in college now, baby. It don't matter.
Yeah, no, legally.
And don't forget, she basically attacks him in the comics all the time.
Is she going to be Black Cat or Cougar?
It's going to be weird having two Mary Janes, though.
Oh, no.
Is it really? Because we've had like 7.
Yeah, MJ is her answer to be Margaret or something. I thought they already said it's Margaret or some shit.
I believe it's going to be. I believe the big bad's going to be Mr. Negative, because we're not going to do this watered down version of the Goblin called the Menace, and we're not going to do.
What the fuck is that?
And we're not going to do Anti-Venom just yet.
No, Anti-Venom. I thought they already did Anti-Venom.
No,
I guess not. Not in the Venom movies.
They called him.
I want to have a conversation about Venom movies, but not now. But I want to have I got some ranting to do about that.
All right.
Oh God, the first one was all right. No,
that is my idea for Brand New Day. What do you guys think?
I actually think that's a pretty solid idea. Plot.
I don't like Mr. Negative, and I don't like the idea of two Mary Janes in the same film.
Mr. Negative's awesome. I don't care what you say.
They haven't had enough Mary Janes. Until they hit like their quota of like 27, like they're just going to hammer out Mary Janes like no one's business.
Spider-Man, oops, all Mary Janes.
That's going to be the.
You watch, they'll be wearing Mary Janes.
Yeah, it's going to be the Mary Jane show on Disney Plus.
The reason I don't think it's going to be a Mr. Negative is because Mr. Negative plays the role of like a kingpin, basically. And if you already have that with a TV series with, I was going to say Daredevil, with Kingpin, it just feels like you're riding on the same kind of coattails. You want to have something that's going to have more of an effect with Peter before he puts the mask on. And just crime in the city, especially when you have like all these other heroes running around, kind of doesn't feel like something that
he doesn't feel big enough to be in the MCU.
It doesn't feel exactly. It doesn't feel big enough to be MCU. It feels like a TV show. Or I'm going to die on this hill. This is a setup so that Sony can make a little bit of money off of offering and allowing the MCU to have Spider-Man. They want their kickback, and this is their kickback. Is Mr. Negative?
But what's his name? Mysterio wasn't a world-breaking villain either. And to be honest, neither was Vulture.
Neither was Jared Leto.
Right up. Vulture's Negative is up there.
I was going to say, you could kind of connect Mr. Negative being like he's a kingpin and he's like the one funneling all the weapons out to these people. But I still like the idea that Norman's the one making them.
Yeah.
You guys are looking at this from a comic perspective, and I respect that. But let's look at this logistically. Sony owns the rights to all of this stuff. They are loaning Spider-Man through some really like bullshit deals that happened early on in Marvel's tenure. They're loaning Spider-Man to the MCU. They are not loaning the rest of that. They are not loaning Madam Web or all these other bullshit Spider-Man spin-off movies we keep seeing. That is how they are paying for allowing the MCU to have Spider-Man. And anything that is happening with any of these other like derelict characters is simply to benefit Sony so that the MCU can keep Spider-Man.
So you're saying they won't throw a solid villain out there?
Well, no, they're gonna hammer what the fuck ever. Like no one gives a shit about what. There might be some kind of villain, but I guarantee there's going to be some kind of Sony tie-in. There is going to be something that Sony may fumble.
What if this
that, though, is because like you're going to have to count the MCU Spider-Man movies, and
here we go.
Those chains.
Kingpin is Mr. Negative.
No,
what if they turn him?
They're already doing that with Robert Downey Jr. Oh wait, but yeah, that makes perfect sense then.
Yeah. Corey's saying Sony should do their own new Spider-Man movie. I bet it would be cooler. It would be cooler.
They
called it Venom.
They have X-Men back. Sony should do their own new Spider-Man movie. I bet it'd be cooler. They are doing their own Spider-Man movie. It's called Beyond Spider-Verse, which is coming up next.
No. Sony doesn't own the X-Men. They're not gonna. Marvel's never gonna let the X-Men into a
Yeah,
Sony
that
movie.
one.
I heard that Jean Grey was going to be in the Spider-Man movie, but I actually don't believe it either.
Well, they're going to start tying that shit together now.
I thought they
It'll
threw that
probably be
out
like
there
the
just to
credits
get a
cut.
red herring.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do that. They got the X-Men movie coming out soon enough, and it's going to be stupid. Like I can, from what I have heard, it's going to be stupid. Like they're going to do with a Malcolm X. Like one of the things I heard was that they're going to make him black. That's not Professor X, and they're going to do Malcolm X, and Magneto is going to be black, and they're going to do like, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X.
I could kind of see if you did an alt. Like I'm not like knocking any of this stuff, but like I could kind of see Idris Elba as Magneto. Not gonna lie.
Does that mean he's
why?
He's a black Jewish man?
Okay, there's some exposition required.
Get rid of the Jewish thing. They're gonna make him. They're gonna do civil rights.
Black
Wolverine. I understand what you're saying, Jake. Like I'm not. Yeah, I know I'm Black Wolverine. I'm not trying to like say all that. Like my thought on that.
We're already getting a black Severus Snape for the Harry Potter series. So yeah, let's just keep fucking everything up.
Okay. But where my argument on this is that it's where I say this is I know Corey, just give me a second, fuck off.
Hey Corey, fuck off. That's what he said.
So like to think about it this way, the Marvel comic books, when it's a comic book and they can hammer stuff out, just I know, canceled. I get it. Like think about it like this: the comic books what was one of the things that was cool about comic books, especially like back in the 90s, they had their comic books, they had the series that they were doing, and then they had like these other spin-offs that were like I forget what they were called, but you know what I'm talking about, Peter, spin-off, like some of those names that they had where it was like they had the DC and the X-Men crossover kind of stuff. They had the What If, they had the other stories. They could accomplish that because they were able to do all of it. You know what I mean? Like they had their regular comic book run of the X-Men, and then they were able to do What If, and they're able to do these other storylines. There were crossovers. There was the Gambit, the series that was just for Gambit, and Wolverine had his own series.
Everybody got their own series.
Yeah. So in that circumstance, if these guys were actually physically, and this is where I'm putting the impetus, if they were actually physically willing to invest in their product to where they could do their regular movies and then also do a not bullshit Disney animated What If, it's like an actual, like, let's explore this idea. Let's have fun
like,
with
What
this.
If movie?
Yeah, and if you did that and they're all black, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're playing with that idea. I'm cool with that. What's bullshit is when they simply try to switch out, like, palette swap characters because they're trying to appease the masses. They're trying to pull in a different, like, demographic, and they're not willing to invest any money or effort into it.
They're just doing check boxes at that, like.
Yeah, and it's insulting. Like, this doesn't need to be a racist conversation. It's insulting to people of LGBTQ, black, women, whatever. When they're pulling that shit to whatever the demographic is, it's an insult to all of them.
Yeah.
Give them a damn character. Give them a damn, like, movie that you're willing to invest in rather than just palette swapping a character and saying, hey, we're good. Like, we see you. Fuck off.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how, like, this whole thing got started. Like, this whole indie comics gate and everything was like, people were getting tired of all that shit. And they're like, you know what? I can't read it anymore, but I still want to read some cool comics. Let's go make some cool comic books.
Because they got, like, no, that's different. They got shitty with it. Like, back in the 90s, it was fine. They had, like, the swimsuit edition of the comic book, and everybody's fine
in
with
the
that.
90s, because of, I guess, highly because of speculator market or whatever, like, comics were fucking insane in the 90s. And we had, like, an all-star team on fucking across the board making
Corey,
awesome
again,
comics.
checking boxes, dude. You're not wrong.
So we had awesome books coming out in the 90s, awesome artists. Comic books did hit, like, really hard. These movies, I don't care how many billions they're making or losing or whatever, they're not as, it's not as cool as it was in the 90s by any, I don't even think any metric. Like, it was not. Obviously, more people know about it. They're probably making more money, but it's like everybody's got this. I don't know. It's just not as cool as it was back. If you had a Spider-Man shirt, so you might get made fun of back in the 90s by somebody, but
back in the 90s, those comic books, they were trying to push the envelope, and
people
granted, they were trying to do it within guidelines. But these movies, you know how many decisions get made on these movies based on the idea of not offending someone?
They were making so much money off of fans because people were actual fans back then that they allowed Marvel DC crossovers because there was no way to lose.
Yeah.
So now that would never happen because the fans they have run off.
DC will cut a check now.
I don't maybe, but I doubt it. Oh my God! Can you imagine if
it'll be the most watered down piece of garbage ever? Like, it would be great to see if you could let artists accomplish it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, there's the fan base. You have more viewers, but they're less fans of these IPs. That people are less enthusiastic about it. A nerd back in the '90s would get
they ruined it. They watered it down.
They'd get made fun of if they wore a fucking Wolverine shirt. Yeah, can you imagine being like in junior high wearing like a Wolverine yellow with the fucking black striped shirt?
Yeah,
that'd been freaking awesome. But you would have been made fun of. Now you can probably get them at Walmart. I've seen jerseys with that pattern on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No, you won't get. That's not fandom wearing that shirt anymore because there's no threat to your rep or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they could get away with doing it. Not unless Disney bought DC. People don't care that much about the comics or the movies. It's fun to go watch. Lots of money, but
there are people that care. There are people in there, but I guarantee they are absolutely fucking squashed by a mountain of red tape.
The people
they're told,
that care,
make a great story, go write a great character, go put something amazing on screen, but follow this book of rules.
The people that care get run off because they care. Yeah, because they're Henry Cavill. You're fucking up, and then they end up over on Ethan's channel on the Comicsgate Kings.
Yeah. Why do you think Henry Cavill left The Witcher?
Yeah, and
Superman. Yeah, and now they're getting ready to try and kick him out of Warhammer 40K.
And the new Superman doesn't look so far.
Warhammer
I'm not
needs to hold on to him like he is their bread and butter. They need to hold on to him for everything they got.
Amen. Disney, who are they talking about making him in Disney? I just saw something about they're tossing around the idea of making him a character in Disney and the Marvel.
What was it? It's not
Wolverine. I remember looking at maybe it was Magneto. Might have been Magneto.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that can't be right.
I read an article and I'm pretty sure it was Magneto.
He looks too much like Michael Fassbender. I want somebody that looks different if you're going to have him act different.
Dude, Henry Cavill looks like Jim
But
Lee's
you won't
Magneto.
take Idris Elba.
I'd rather have Henry Cavill. Idris Elba could go be James Bond. I don't care, but
Idris Elba could be Bishop.
He's too old. He's too old for Bishop.
That would be sick.
He would be good, a good Bishop, but I think he's too old for Bishop.
Nah. He did badass in
Bishop's supposed to be like a young, cocky guy from the future. You know what I mean?
Oh, because they've been getting the ages for these X-Men right this whole fucking time.
No, they've been turning everybody into teenagers. That's why I'm like, there's no way they'll ever make Idris Elba. Maybe if he had an all-star cast, if you had like what do you call that? A time cast or a legacy cast? Like you could take any actor from any time in history at any age or whatever and put him into any role. Young Idris Elba would have been perfect. And that's where AI is going to come in handy because they'll be able to do it with AI. I think Clint Eastwood would have been a young Clint Eastwood would be badass Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Well, I think a young Patrick Stewart would an amazing Xavier. Well said, guest. Well said. Yeah, they could always just age him down or something.
Or age him up. Just be like, oh, I'm super far from the future.
You know who would have been a good Madam Web? Back in the day.
Judy Drench.
No.
Nancy Pelosi.
No. What's her name? From she was the wife of Alec Baldwin in Beetlejuice.
Her?
Yeah. She will actually
B. Arthur. B. Arthur would have been an awesome Madam Web.
I don't see the mom from Home Alone being Madam Web. Was it Madam Web really, really old?
Yes.
She was like a corpse, right?
Same actress.
The Wendy from Hook.
The Wendy from Hook would be good.
That actress is Professor McGonagall or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Sisters Act, Hook. Yeah.
Sister
I know.
Act? You know Sister Act?
Oh yeah, I know. Sister
Who doesn't
Act.
know Sister Act? It's the only. Well, I was gonna say it's the only good thing Whoopi Goldberg ever did, but she was also Guinan.
Yeah.
Oh, Guinan, but she also did back before she went all fucking insane. She did what was that? There was one she did that was all right in.
Was it the one where she was with like her cop and her partner was a T-Rex?
Don't you say?
I don't remember. No, it was something from the 80s.
I can't. Then it wasn't good. You can't remember what it was or
Yeah,
anything about it.
Let's stick with Guinan.
Hang her up her thigh. Oh, was that too much?
What's Corey? No, I'm reading what Corey said. They aren't allowed to be that. What?
Corey, don't do it, dude.
Oh,
it's
no.
one of those things that is our childhood, you got forced into it.
It's not worth it now.
It's not worth it now.
Go watch Sound of Music. You'll be good.
Sound of Music. If you want to get the basically, Sound of Music. That's fair.
Just
I was gonna say I was gonna say go watch Dangerous Minds or something, but no, it's not quite the same.
No, it's not.
Dangerous Minds is better.
All right.
Hold on.
What?
If they did a Marvel DC crossover,
Yes.
which one would you go with? I personally like Spider-Man Batman. That was a fucking cool book. Spider-Man had to fight the Joker, and Batman had to fight Carnage.
DC Marvel crossover.
Oh.
Well, the way they're doing the Batman movies, I don't see him fighting Carnage.
Or no, No. Here's how it went. It was like the Joker was good and was in a mental institution with Carnage, and then Batman somehow tied into it, and then the Joker ended up becoming bad again. It was a really good book.
I would want the X-Men to team up with the Teen Titans.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not bad.
It's not bad, but I'd rather X-Men Next Generation, Star Trek Next Generation. That was fun. That was a fun book. That was a fun book, dude. And then the comic had
All right.
I could do it.
I don't know. Who would you guys want? Because I would just want to put Superman up against Sentry and watch Superman wreck Sentry's ass.
Who won in Goku versus Superman?
I kind of want to see like Batman and Batman and Wolverine take on.
Batman versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, I kind of want to see Batman and Wolverine take on like.
Yeah, it'd be
Magneto
Iron Man
and
Steel. It would be
Iron Man, Batman. Who would win? I think Batman would beat Iron Man.
Are we just doing
like comic? We're talking comic book Iron Man.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Well, we're not going to do a fucking
It does
mashup.
matter because movie Iron Man's invincible.
I was going to say, if we were just talking like a story, I'd say like Green Lantern and Guardians of the Galaxy.
He died because his plot armor died. For 50 movies prior to that, he was fucking invincible.
He was Iron Man.
He died because they needed tears. And then guess what happened?
That
They
was sad.
brought him the fuck back.
They didn't
Because
bring him
dying
back.
wasn't enough for Iron Man.
No, now he's Dr. They did bring him back. That's true. Because it's been too long, and now they need money, and so they're like, we need him back.
That's awesome.
Twilight Tards.
Is that even a fight?
Well, that would make it to where Blade would go up against.
Just hunting him down. Yeah, that's what it would be. That would be fucking fun to watch.
That would be epic. Yeah. That needs to happen.
Sparkle my ass.
How has Blade not ran into Morbius?
That'd be bad.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good.
They had to have met up in the comics at some point.
I think they have. Yeah, because they were working together at one point.
Okay.
Like, what about Constantine?
I might even have one of those.
And shit, I was going to say Batman.
No,
I hate to pull the tropes, but what about Spider-Man versus Batman?
Yeah, the Spider-Man Batman comic was badass, but Spider-Man versus Batman would win. I think Batman will win. He took on Superman.
Yeah.
He's going to beat Spider-Man.
Constantine would team up with Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange.
I was going to say Ghost Rider. Who would Ghost Rider go up against?
Yeah. Different track. You got Black Widow and Starfire.
Oh, Ghost Rider would go up against Ares.
Okay. Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a DC guy. I know all the main ones.
So would that basically be Ghost Rider versus Wonder Woman?
Green Lantern.
No, that'd basically be Ghost Rider versus Mephisto.
Oh, what about Ghost Rider versus what's his name? The Red Lantern, Sinestro.
The Red Lantern is atrocious. Atrocious.
Atrocious. Is it? No. Okay, the yellow. You're right. Yeah, Sinestro, because he's red. Sorry, his face is red. Sinestro. He can get angry, but then he can bring the Hellfire and use it against him, and then give him the penance stare. And
can I say that there needs to be some kind of side story?
Hey, Fanta.
Hey,
how you doing, girl?
What's the side story then?
There needs to be some kind of side story of we just have to see a mauling between Beast and Beast Boy.
They're gonna end up. They'll date. They'll end up dating by the end of it.
Oh man. Let's see, who do they have?
I want to see a vicious actual Beast and Beast Boy fight. No holds barred.
Sabretooth.
Beast wouldn't last. Sabretooth
I don't think he would. He better not.
Beast Boy could just turn into a dinosaur and eat him.
So Marvel's dinosaur, red dinosaur character versus Beast Boy.
Does anyone want to see a fight with Beast Boy and anybody?
Not really.
Beast. Yeah, probably a 30-second fight. It needs to be there.
All right. Avengers versus the Justice League. I know the Avengers will probably get wiped out. No, I don't know. Actually, thinking about it, Avengers.
There's really no magic users on the Justice League side. So once you bring magic into it, Superman's done. Superman is weak against magic.
They have technically Dr. Fate, and Death Battle did one where it was Dr. Fate versus Dr. Strange. Dr. Fate actually won that fight.
What would Aquaman do in that fight? Aquaman wouldn't do
not
shit.
A lot.
He's the god of chaos. You're not going to take on a god.
He'll be sitting there with the scoreboard flipping the pages over.
Professor X would. Well, he's not a part of the Avengers. Professor X could wipe them all out. He could just take control of their minds. Does any of them have a mind? Like Batman. Batman versus Professor X. Is Batman not going to be? Batman can't beat Professor X.
It would be Professor X versus Lex Luthor. Baldy versus Baldy.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad. That would be a good one, actually. I bet that one's better than it looks on paper.
Lex Luthor would still lose because Professor X could take him out from does Professor X have Cerebro or no?
The first thing, he'd have a helmet. First fucking thing. He'd have it before there was even a fight.
And if Professor X had Cerebro, I think he'd win.
He paralyzed Professor X, and it would end up being Professor X versus a flight of stairs.
That I could see that he would like make his arms paralyzed or something just to fuck.
No,
with him.
they would make it that he's the one that paralyzed Professor X and put him in the chair.
Oh yeah.
And then Iron Man came in to make him a chair because Iron Man makes everybody their shit.
Yeah.
All right. After this, we'll be back with Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Nice.
Miles Morales. Here we go.
I liked the first one. I thought the first one was pretty good.
Okay. What'd you think of the second?
I did not see all of the second one. I put it on and then fell asleep.
It was long. It was fucking long for an animated film.
Yeah.
I like that. So I had a hard time finishing it, and we have to re-sit through it because Savvy and I watched it. My wife didn't. She wants to.
Right.
Dude,
was it good?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. There are some holes. Yeah, I mean, it was like right there. I didn't see any difference. Like I don't see any difference between the two.
Okay.
I thought they were both.
The first one was impressive.
They were both a fun watch.
So there's one aspect which makes all of this cripple down. Okay. So as you can tell from the second film, they have to wear those wrist watch things to keep their atoms from breaking down when they jump different dimensions, right?
Yeah.
In the first film, you see that fucking spider that bit Miles on the hand, and it started glitching out because it's from a different universe. Why didn't Miles start glitching out when his DNA started reconstructing with it?
Because his DNA has the power.
No.
There are holes. There are holes in the story that they tell. It was a fun watch, but there are holes. Like that. That's like to me. That's a gimme. That's a first. Like
it is a comic book movie.
Sure.
I don't like when they try to explain it too much.
There's also a lot of member berries. There's a lot of like a lot of look. Let's throw this in here because people.
Do they have wheelchair spider, female Spider-Man, wheelchair Spider Girl, or whatever? Did they have her in there? Lesbian wheelchair Spider Girl.
I think she was at
there were like hundreds of Spider-Man in there.
Hangout.
Yeah, exactly. They're like all over the background and shit, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I would, if I had to put money on it, yeah, I bet she was. If nothing else, just a background character or something, because there were literally hundreds of Spider-Men.
Right.
Okay, I'll be right back. I need a drink after that. I'm gonna
okay.
Be right back.
But yeah, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now, I love the first film. The second film was good. It was just way too long for me to actually like keep enthusiastic about it because it dragged on for so long. It was like the Return of the King, where the ending just kept going and going and going. How many fucking times could you have ended this film and just been ready for the third arc? Which
I was all right. I was all right with that as a one-off. You know, it felt like they were trying to. It felt like they were trying to tell the story without time constraints.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to let the story be told. Yeah. Now that's not to say it didn't drag on at parts, because it did. It could have been shortened, but I wouldn't accept that if that was the norm.
Yeah.
But being a one-off like that, I'm okay with it. I like that they weren't sitting there being like, hey, we need to put this into a 23-minute runtime.
But what I'm saying is you have too many story arcs to condense for the last final act.
There was a lot going on. Yeah.
You've got Gwen's story with her dad. You've got Miles meeting himself as Prowler in the other dimension.
That's for like 30 seconds, but yeah.
But that's going to be a big
part of it. All that was just a setup for the next one, though. Like, that didn't even play. That was all epilogue.
You still have to deal with the Spot, the one that caused the whole calamity to take place.
True. And honestly, that did feel like that was the main storyline, and that did feel like a bit of an afterthought. And that's unfortunate, because that was actually a pretty good story arc.
No, I thought the Spot was a great idea. And then you got to deal with Miguel trying to take out Miles. I mean, how much juggling? Didn't we realize in Spider-Man 3, the first one, that we shouldn't be juggling shit?
Oh, man, I have a hard time with that, because I like it when there are multiple story arcs. Now, that is accomplished a lot better over the course of like 8 episodes in a television series, when you can really expand on things. And they didn't do that on this. they did, in that essence, cram it into that whatever 3-hour runtime of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, like, I do like the multiple storylines going on, but for one movie, yeah, that was a bit much. I will concede that.
So
I do like that there's multiple storylines. I like that it wasn't so the storyline with the Spot. I mean, they just completely like went like an hour at a time without even like showing him,
right,
because there was so much other exposition that was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a problem with the. You're still talking about this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem like they had with the Avengers, giving everybody equal screen time. When you have so many characters in a story, and you want to try and give enough people screen time,
Yeah, but they were.
You're going to end up with a lot of plot holes.
It kind of makes me want to say that this should have been an 8-episode television series as opposed to a 3-hour movie. And I don't even like saying that, but
I see Tom Holland in there. Did they bring back?
This is fan art. I haven't heard anything about Toby, Andrew, or Tom being in Beyond Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
fan art.
They do have those moments where they do those like out of context like things or whatever. Actually, I don't even know like what the name of the character is, but they had the punk rock Spider-Man. I kind of liked that character. I wasn't.
Punk rock Spider-Man looks cool. Spider-Punk or whatever.
Yeah. But,
dude, I just made the nastiest martini. I was pouring the vodka, and then I was pouring the vermouth, but my brain was thinking vodka. So I just dumped in way too much vermouth. So I was like, fuck. So then I had put in the olive juice, thinking vodka. And I dumped in way too much olive juice. Look at how brown that is, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dirty dirt.
That's like beer, man. Oh, bottoms like fucking
bro.
Bottoms up.
That doesn't look fun.
That's a dregs martini.
I'm a trooper.
That's not even dirty.
I'm a trooper, guys. So I poured more vodka in there.
As one does.
It was not enough. Holy crap. This is like so fucking... What do you call... What's that flavor that olive juice is? It's not umami.
I feel for your family in the morning.
It's not sour. It's bitter. It's bitter.
Right.
Oh, it's
earthy.
So at the end of the second Spider-Verse film, we've got Gwen Stacy that's going to try to save her dad. We've got Miles Morales who's going to try to save his dad because Miguel, Spider-Man 2099 as it is trying to keep the timeline from cracking because in the first film, the spider from a different multiverse bit Miles. So he's trying to clean that up too because he's what do you call it? He's a
oh, that's right. I remember that. I fell asleep and then I remember waking up at that point where they're like together. There's like 3 of them together at the end or some shit. I remember that.
So he's got to deal with that. And now on top of that, he still has to deal with the Spot who's breaking the space-time continuum again by creating that black hole. And he's got to deal with battling himself as the Prowler now. So I said earlier we were juggling, but dude, it looks like we just threw spaghetti at a wall at this point. I don't know.
I do like the 2099 Spider-Man. That was a cool idea. I never really liked 2099 Spider-Man that much.
Sure.
But that's a way to make him cool, is to make him doing the Bishop thing. He's got to come back and fix everything because he's the one from the future.
Except that this is also so one of my beefs with this is a standing beef with the MCU in general and I don't even know if this falls into MCU, but because I think this is a Sony one. But anyway, we've got the timeline thing. Mm-hmm. We're still fucking doing. There's no TSA involvement here. Like for some reason, like we're not going to go ahead and tie that.
That's Disney. They can't. They're not going to.
Sony. No, I know. Yeah, I know exactly. Like okay, so it's like an IP that's owned by like a different company, so we don't have to honor the rules of this other one, who is absolutely murdering this entire concept already.
It's completely separate. First of all, it's the cartoons, Miles Morales, so it's in a separate universe. It has nothing to do
different character,
TCA, or any of that shit. There is no.
If you don't remember, We had a live action version of Donald Glover in the Prowler suit.
Yep.
He was detained in the little hangar for all the Spider-Men. Remember?
They actually had a conversation in there.
Containment.
Wasn't he in Black Panther?
No, in Spider-Man, the second Spider-Verse.
He was?
Yes. He was held in a containment cage in the second Spider-Man
cartoon.
Live action, and we already saw him in Spider-Man.
Wait a minute. Live action? In which one was he in?
In the second Spider-Verse.
He was in both? Yeah, he was in the animated one. He wasn't in an MCU movie.
Yes, he was. He was in Homecoming.
Who was he in Homecoming?
He was the guy that...
Oh, he was the guy that was like, you sound like a girl.
Yeah, because he's the one who was selling the weapons out of the back of his trunk.
Yeah, he's like, I know what a little girl sounds like. Yeah, that's supposed to be Prowler?
Yeah, and don't forget, he also said, yeah, man, I've got a nephew over there. You got to make sure that you keep the streets clean.
So he's talking about Miles.
Yes.
Good for them.
Oh, man, I never caught that.
I didn't either.
That's interesting.
We have now we have officially connected Sony and MCU.
And the MCU. Because Sony used his character.
Yep.
Except that now it's like, but that was a different universe. And that's exactly how they say it.
You know what? I'm seeing that, and I'm like, oh, he looks like he was in the Black Panther movie, and his name's Prowler.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, he was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's right. Yeah. And that was a funny scene, too. What a little girl sounds like.
Yeah, I actually really like Danny Glover. I loved him in Community. I loved Community.
Yeah, that was a good film.
I don't know if I saw that one.
So do you guys actually look at Miguel as an anti-hero or the villain, or do you feel like he's just trying to be altruistic and do what's right, what's necessary for what he thinks the timeline needs?
I'm thinking Transylvanian.
What?
He doesn't look, or maybe Italian?
He's vampire. Maybe like he sparkles in the sun, but that could just be all the neon he's wearing.
Oh, it could be all that neon. Like he's in the mood lighting or whatever they call that.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. That's like that character is really written to ride the line.
Who is this? I don't remember this one.
This is Miguel, Spider-Man 2099.
Okay. Oh, so he's Spanish.
Yeah, which he was in Spider-Man 29 comics, so you can't hate.
That's some kind of French.
I don't hate it. I'm not hating that at all. I don't.
The character was good.
I don't remember that much about 2099.
They write it like he's the character that he takes all the Spider-Man under his wing, but also he understands the timeline shit. So he's like, we can't help the Spider-Man because his dad is supposed to die. That's how the storyline goes. So he's like fighting for Miles Morales, whatever. His dad has to die. So it's like, he's trying to do the right thing, but it's Spider-Man's dad. And
he's like, shit, where's Peter Parker when I need him? He's fucking uncle. He wants to save his uncle as well. Say no, Peter Parker. He must die. Oh, what is that? That guy that just came into that power of that country? What did he say when he was like, no, like fuck you or something, straight to jail? Do you remember? Yeah. Fuente or some shit. What was that?
Fuente.
Is that what he said? What was it? That thing that guy said?
I don't know.
Whatever. Okay. I forget what channel I'm on right
now.
Go
back to your martini.
Ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous.
Corey knows what I'm talking about. Mo Biggs knows what I'm talking about. And now that Mo Biggs is in the chat to give me shit, Mo Biggs, he knows what I'm talking about.
What's going on, Mo Biggs?
Hey.
To Edwin, we're all here and now they're gone. This must be one hell of a show.
I can't even go on to Ethan's chat without Mo giving me shit.
That's how loved you are. Zoned out. You weren't even here.
He was able to answer fast enough. I respect that.
Right.
So is this guy a bad guy? Is he a bad guy or a good guy?
No, he's Spider-Man 29/9. He's obviously a good guy.
Yeah.
All
but
the future people are bad by our standards because we're not like oppressed like they
we're the
are.
Primordial idiots.
Well,
Yeah, we're
see,
like
ruin
the
everything
pampered babies that have it all good, and he's the one from the tortured future. So to us, he's a bad guy, but
yeah, but he's looking at it as there is a time frame of which he can stop Miles before the timeline breaks and shatters everything for all realities. So
Okay.
his mission
you know what he's doing? He's just fucking everything up to save his uncle. Like he has to let everybody else's uncle die in order to save his uncle.
That's fucked up, Mo. Oh my
All right,
god!
I'll take some of my martini now.
All right. There are holes in the story, like I mentioned.
Sure.
And so I've got a hole on this, and it ties into Spider-Man 29/9 here.
Okay.
All of these universes, you have all of these different, like, and they all have to tie in. Everybody, all the Spider-Men have signed off and accepted that, that Uncle's got to die, Dad's got to die, all that stuff, and they're all going to work in harmony to ensure that everybody's Spider-Man dad dies. Why is it Spider-Man? Why is there a collective of Spider-Man? Why is it not a collective of Iron Men or
Like
Dr. Doom
same thing,
or Xavier? How is it that Spider-Man, this guy who just happened to get bit by a radioactive spider, and now he can, shoot webs and he can hear what the future has to say all of a sudden?
And it's
Why
not
is
Peter
it these
Parker
guys
either
that are controlling it? It's not even half of them aren't even Peter Parker.
Why is it like if you pick the moniker Spider-Man, it's like your family member must die? It's a deal with
not only must he die, because they do explain that, because they say that's like in history of all universes, there are moments that tie the storyline, like this, I say storyline, the universe together. Like there are moments, and one of the things that has to happen is that the uncle has to die, because that's what makes Spider-Man who he is, and Spider-Man is an important person that has to exist. So they tie that in. I think it's loosely, but I understand, I get it. But why, but if that's an event that has to happen, I understand. What I don't understand is that all of these Spider-Men who play a role in the lineage of that universe, why are they the ones? There's not a TSA.
Well, the question is,
but there's not a TSA controlling this.
Is it why? The question is taking on the moniker of Spider-Man mean you're going to die, or like a family member is going to die? Or
no,
does a family member die, which leads into you taking on the moniker of Spider-Man?
Yes, that's what happens. Like that's like the thing. But what the hell does that have to do with them being the ones managing the timeline? What the hell does Spider-Man have to do with that?
Did they have
smart.
Madam Web in the Spider-Verse movies?
No,
I don't remember that.
Because originally, that's actually what Madam Web's job is supposed to be.
That had to do with Mephisto, right?
No, it's called the Great Web, and it's what connects all the Spider-Men together, and she's supposed to be managing that. She's their TSA, essentially.
That's what I thought Madam Web was.
So is there a Great Web of Wolverine too?
But I thought that had to do with Mephisto and shit, and like the hell.
Great Adamantium Claw Web?
Actually, there is an Adamantium verse.
Oh my God. So are you telling me that basically everybody has a web of connection of things that, because we all have like value in some kind of place in the lineage of the universe. Oh. So out there right now is a collective of Stanley Orchards, and they're all looking down at me like, yeah, that's the YouTube one. Fuck that guy. We don't want him in our collective.
Well, are all the Peter Parker Spider-Man? No. Only the cool ones.
Fuck off.
And they're not the ones that we want to know about. We don't care about the normal Peter Parkers.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it's supposed to be something along the lines like there's a spider god and it keeps all the Spider-Men in line or some shit like that.
Yeah,
and
a non-play or something.
It's supposed to manage all of them.
Fiververse. I like your previous question. All the Peters universe and the Fiververses, we all get together, and the future me came back and said, like, we got to band together on the Fiververse. You know what's? I like your other question though. You know what's cool about Spider-Man 2099?
Mm.
And then there's nothing. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Mo. I said that earlier. You agree with me? There's not a whole lot that's cool about Spider-Man 2099 that like Bishop didn't do better.
Spot was a good character. I liked Spot.
It was hard for me to get into him because it made him like a bumbly fool with great technological ability, which doesn't match up. I don't think that you'd be a bumbling fool and be a scientist that creates that kind of work.
But they had already
that.
They had a character like this in the X-Men movie. What was her name? Blink.
Oh.
One of Magneto's many children.
And it was like, yeah. And it was they did it better than
another
Blink.
One of his bastards.
But
right.
the movie
I will say
was
for Spider-Man 2099, if you want a good like introduction to him, there's a video game called Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. That
Excellent
one is really
game.
good, and it has him in it, and you get to see some of his rogues gallery and all that kind of shit. It gives you an
That was
introduction.
on Xbox 360. I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah,
that was my first introduction to the character, and it was good.
Oh, one of the best Spider-Man games of all, just because not only of the gameplay but the storyline itself. You played the noir Spider-Man, you played OG Spider-Man, you played
Ultimate.
Black Symbiote Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool
And-
that you got all the Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
Because you
played,
got
like,
classic
different
Spider-Man,
ones.
you got Noir, you got Ultimate with the black suit, and you have 2099, and it goes through some of their rogue galleries, and you kind of get like the backstory that they were doing with each of those characters.
For all the 2099s that I didn't like, and Spider-Man was one of them that I wasn't a big fan of. X-Men was worse though. Anyways, do you have the 2099? The Spider-Man 1 2099, that little hollow foil thing?
No.
Really? Oh, I was willing to bet that all of us had that.
I've only got two of those hollow foil Spider-Man ones, and that's the one with Venom, and then the other one that looks like that Todd McFarlane one with all the webs all over while he's hunching over.
Yeah, the one.
Those are the only two hollow foil ones I got.
I don't have that in hollow foil. I got
I got all kinds of things to say about Venom. I'm holding it all back, but I swear to God, you guys are like, it's all bubbling up in here while y'all talking about that.
It's not. It's hollow foil, but it's like that mirror image that can has an image behind it that reflects to the front of the cover. It's real gnarly, man.
It's like a hologram.
Yeah.
But not like one of those those sick ass holograms. It's like the foil hologram. It looks like it's not like super depth. It's just like a silver holographic image. It's holographic, but
it's got depth to it.
Yeah, but not like the cards. There's the ones like Spider-Man, the ones that had that it was deep, but it was still real silvery because it was like a silver hologram. As opposed to the cards, which were like straight up fucking holograms that they would put on those. And the depth and the clarity, the green ones, like those were insane. And how come we haven't seen that in forever?
I'll have to dig it out of one of my long boxes, but I'll show it to you one day.
I got the 2099s, and I always wondered why I never just do that shit in the trash. You know what I mean? Of all the books that I've had, because back in the day, you need to clean your room, and there's a lot of. Did you ever have to clean your room and throw away books?
I threw away toys.
Threw away toys, books, shit that was just cluttering up the place.
Yep.
Can you imagine how many thousands of dollars you threw away back then?
Yeah, it hurts my soul now.
Yeah, to be fair on that,
those 29.
Also think about the storage fee on that.
Well, sure.
Even just storing that in a box like that takes up room, that takes up AC and electricity. There's some money spent on that.
Well, sure.
I'm looking at it from a business aspect.
I've got 4 long boxes right now. I'm not like a huge collector, but 4 long boxes that I've been lugging around for years, and it's only growing. And I wouldn't mind getting rid of some books, but which ones? The 2099? When I was a kid, those would have been the first ones to go, along with the Pizza Hut X-Men books and the X-Men Adventures or whatever. There were a lot of if I have to throw away books, these are the ones I'm going to throw away. And now I'm having to find them on eBay. I'm having to go back and find them all and get them again. $29.9 is one of those that I never threw away.
You talk to Mom about that? You need to talk to Mom about that.
Mom owes me thousands of dollars.
And
by making me throw away all that shit.
And this is the storyline I am waiting to see in the third film.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Is he in the Prowler whatever suit?
Yeah, he's the Prowler in another dimension, and his uncle helps him out. But look how uninterested and unimpressed he is while staring at Miles from another universe as Spider-Man.
He's clearly doesn't use Posco markers.
No, he's a YouTuber, dude. Look at that. He's got the blue and pink.
Yo, he is a YouTuber.
because in this Prowler's mind, he killed his Spider-Man.
He probably killed his dad.
Oh, he did that. He probably did that too, yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure they said that he did.
Oh, really?
Or at least it was hinted at.
So he killed his Spider-Man. Who's going to beat him then? It's the Avengers? Are they going to take him on?
His universe, this Prowler's universe, does not have a Spider-Man.
So who's the good?
So now he's going to want to take over all of the universes, and it's up to this Miles Morales to save all the universes, because there isn't a TSA. There isn't an entity like, Charles Xavier or Iron Man, or there's nobody out there, a higher level kind of guy to save her. It's all down to the teenager Miles Morales.
Yeah.
This is very similar to that Ninja Turtle movie where all the
Ninja
Turtles
sarcastic.
come together.
This does look good, but
right.
I think these are better than that one, but that was a pretty good Ninja Turtle movie where they go meet all the other Ninja Turtles. It's the
Turtles Forever, 2099.
Turtles Forever, yeah. Where like the new Turtles meet the old 80s Turtles and the black and white comic book Turtles, and then that was a cool movie.
Turtles Forever, 2009. Yep. I own that one for a little bit. Yes, Peter, the Avengers will face their ultimate challenge, the Prowler.
That's not the point.
That's going to be problematic, though.
They can't beat him because it's Disney, and
you can't have like Thor whooping up on a young black man.
That's what I'm saying. You said it, not me. That's what I'm saying. The event, you got Iron Man, a white guy, you got Thor, a white guy.
You're so fucking racist.
God, dude, how can you say
you want to pit the amazing muscled, like white, blue-eyed, long blonde hair God?
You can't have like all the white people of Marvel,
black kid on the curb
fighting. So the Avengers would have to lose. They'd have to lose somehow, and he would have to learn the error of his ways.
Mjolnir out, and he'll just fly away.
Yeah. No, what would happen is he would punch him, and the Mjolnir would drop to the ground. He wouldn't be able to pick it up anymore.
Mjolnir would be like, "Sorry, bro, you're canceled. You're gonna have to go back to that gay relationship with the ex."
It'd take more than the Avengers to beat him in the Disneyland.
Comics Mate says Miles Morales.
I liked the first one. This one I didn't like as much as the first movie. I fell asleep during it and woke up at the end of it, so maybe it was better in the middle when I fell asleep somewhere, but
what's going on, Nick of Time?
What's going
on? We are talking about into Beyond the Spider-Verse, the third and final film to the Spider-Verse trilogy, which, yes, I understand, Dean, you're not impressed with Miles Morales, but the movies, I think, made him pretty good. Just not say he stands on his own because he's got the whole fucking team of Spider-Man with him, but I think this is a good story for this
Ironheart. Ironheart could fight him.
All jokes aside, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, same.
When is it coming out?
2027.
Okay.
So they're going to get through Avengers Doomsday. They're going to get through Spider-Man Brand New Day, which we just talked about at the beginning of this stream. So go back and check that out because it's good. There's a lot in there. We went through the comic books and which villains we think we're going to get and who's actually confirmed in the film so far. So please check it out. Also,
the Avengers would beat him, and then they'd
subscribe, all that jazz.
Oh yeah.
But they would defeat Prowler, but then they would have to battle with a foe even more sinister.
No, they'd have to go take courses. Like the second half of the movie would be them in classes about learning about their bigotry and shit.
I agree, Dean. The best versions of them.
I gotta
agree with that.
I don't know about that because the video game actually has some decent portrayals on that. My 2 cents.
That's a good point.
No. The game, I don't know. I don't know the game. Nope.
Yep.
This part 3 should have come out ages ago, considering part 2 ended on a cliffhanger. I 100% agree, but I think they wrote themselves into a wall with how many different storylines that they're trying to do, which we also.
Yeah, but this is also Sony, not Marvel, so that they could have put this out
or film.
I appreciate them taking time. I hope it's as good as the time is taken.
I don't say it's a terrible Spider-Man.
I agree with this.
It's half of an overarching story. There's a part 2 to.
So you can't judge it yet, like Wicked.
Right. It's like The Hobbit. The first film,
like Wicked.
The first film of The Hobbit was good. The other 2 sucked ass.
That's true. They weren't as good. Definitely weren't as good. Yeah.
Why are they making a movie of Brand New Day before covering Peter's favorite Spider-Verse story, One More Day? No. Because you can't have
How
Spider-Man.
How are we going to have a Spider-Man story where he's not in high school? I don't understand how that works.
He's got to eventually get married.
It's like the Raimi films where he was in college.
That's true. Yeah.
And what happened? They canceled him for Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield was in college in the second movie, and like part of the first
and
movie.
He got canceled for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. See, we don't speak of that story, Mo.
Which one? Which one don't we speak of?
One More Day.
Oh, yeah.
No, the 2 one was good. The other 2 sucked ass.
What was John Jameson's, what is his newspaper?
Daily Bugle.
Because I was getting confused with like Superman's one as well. Is that also Daily Planet? Yeah.
How could you confuse that?
I don't know. Both of them start with a daily. Daily Planet Bugle.
Is it the Daily Bugle or is it just the Bugle? It's the Daily Bugle.
Might just be
the Daily Bugle. There's the Daily Bugle and there's the Daily Planet in DC.
I mean, I don't think John Jameson would hire a kid. He's got standards.
Right?
Are you not child labor, dude? He knows he's getting a discount.
Just give me the pictures for free. I'll pay you an exposure.
I think Comics Mate would actually like.
I guarantee he said that.
Dean would really like the first half of this stream because we talked all about Brand New Day and One Day and all that stuff. What trilogy were you guys just talking about where Nick said 2 was good? The Hobbit? No, 2 was not good. No.
I think we were talking. Was it The Hobbit you were talking about?
I hope he's talking about
the first Hobbit. Was fairly well done. The second Hobbit was not that great. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good. The third Hobbit was okay. I like things about the second Hobbit, but as far as it being as thought out and well, no. And the third one with that elf chick, I like her, but sorry, no. Get Legolas out of there. Get that elf chick out of there. That shit wasn't in the book. Get him out of there.
Right.
Exactly. Like, if you've read the book, it's like, that was one book. The Lord of the Rings was 3 books, so I can understand that being 3 movies. But trying to ham-fist 3 movies out of the one Hobbit book, come on.
It's doable, but you don't add extra shit like that. You bring in similarity. You bring in backstory. Like they kind of did with Gandalf going off to talk to the council. That wasn't in the book either. He just disappeared in the book. They kind of explain what he was doing.
All right. Nick of Time says Desolation of Smog was awesome. 1 was boring and sleepy. Okay. The Smog scenes were fire.
Those were good.
If that's what you're saying for Smog, name other scenes that were fire that make that movie approvable.
Exactly. Like the smog shit was awesome, but the rest of that movie is kind of boring.
Tell me what about the film was awesome.
The bear was like kind of cool.
If you took all the best parts of the trilogy,
the
and made
spiders
one movie out of The Hobbit, it could have been a solid 5 out of 10.
The spiders were kind of cool. That was in the second one.
Spider scenes, the cliffhanger.
Yeah, spider scenes.
Oh, that's not fair. You can't say the cliffhanger because that's a trope.
No, yeah, I don't mind the cliffhanger because the first movie was a cliffhanger.
You knew it was
Towers had a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing and that like a cliffhanger isn't bad. Like you can do a cliffhanger, but it's obvious.
It's gonna happen. Remember when Lord of the Rings came out, the Fellowship, and everybody, it was like hitting the news cycle. Everyone was so shocked that the movie ended on it's a 3-hour cliffhanger. It's like, bro, it's the first book in a trilogy.
Right.
And all these people were so upset. Like, how could this be? Now we have to wait several years. They didn't even put me in that movie, dude.
The Ed Sheeran song. Okay.
I'm gonna just sit here and sip my martini then. Over here in the Fiververse.
Oh my god!
To support your argument, Peter, they did the same thing with Walking Dead when they killed off pizza delivery guy. I forget his name.
Oh.
And you had to. It was a cliffhanger. You had to wait until the entire next season to find out that it was actually the guy that got like beat up with a bat in the comic book. He's actually the one that we killed for the second time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That sucks. And then after seeing him, we get the whole original team back at the end of the movie as the cliffhanger. Because remember, we were only running around with Peter Parker, and then we were running around with Miguel, and then the Indian Spider-Man and Gwen, and then Black Spider-Woman who was pregnant.
Manga Spider-Girl person there. Where the fuck is she from? I have never seen that character in anything.
Penny Parker?
The one second to the right, next to Spider Pig, and in between Spider
Penny
Noir.
Parker. She's from a manga.
I have never heard of it or seen it or no. When I saw her character, I figured it was something like a manga. Clearly, is some fucking manga, but I've never heard of it. I've never seen it, and so I was kind of like, okay, manga Spider Girl.
It did do well in the U.S. I'll tell you that.
What?
Yeah, it's a Marvel manga. See, didn't do well.
That's exactly what we needed at that moment.
Oh shit! Yeah, dude. I feel like the second film for Spider-Verse had way too much going on it with Miguel, the Spot, Miles Prowler, Gwen's father trying to save the whole spider web. I mean, it was ridiculous. We get it, Mo. We get it. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize for last night on Kings 2. Just don't leave me.
Oh, Mo, it's so much.
I mean, she's in Rivals and arguably the worst tank. Yeah.
Dude,
damn.
I think me and Mo were the best part of Ethan's show last night.
Probably.
If you're reading the chat,
your own conversation.
Yeah, like that was like better than what was going on. I don't even remember what they were talking about. It wasn't as interesting as like waiting for Mo to talk.
Well, how many times can you bring up Fraga until it's just like, you know what? Let's go back to Eric. If we have to have manga exclusive characters in our Spider-Man movies, the live action DBZ movie needs to be canon. No, fuck you.
That's a good point. That live action DBZ movie is a canon now.
All right.
What are they going to do when they remake
Kenny
it?
Parker out of here because I'm not having you for that DBZ movie.
Was that not present in there?
No, I won't allow that.
Are they going to make another DBZ movie? And if they do, are they going to go like past Boo and all that shit? They're just going to go straight to
I can
Super
guarantee
or something?
they will never make a live action DBZ movie.
They'll say they said the same thing about Mario, and then they Kind of
No,
close.
we will get Star Fox Adventures as an anime or a film before we get DBZ, and I hope
Star Fox would be cool.
Oh,
I'd
you
be down for
watch.
some Star Fox.
You watch. After the success of finally Nintendo released the gates and they put out that Mario movie that was okay.
It's up there with
But
Sonic.
They made so much money on that. You watch. They're releasing the floodgates. You're going to see a shit ton of Nintendo movies.
Are they gonna? Yeah, but
are
are they gonna do like Samus Aran? Are they gonna do Metroid in CGI like the
Metroid.
Mario?
I don't know. They're going to do a live action Legend of Zelda. They're working on that one right now.
Hold on, hear me out. It's not gonna be. If they were smart, they would not make a live action Zelda. They would do a CGI, just like Mario. Just like
I agree.
Hold up.
I agree.
Just like Sonic, just like Mario. And if they're smart, they would do Samus Aran in CGI, just like Mario, just like Link.
All right.
And then they could make Super Smash Brothers and bring them all together.
So I've got your casting right here for both Samus and Metroid and Zelda. Zelda the Princess, Anna Taylor-Jones, Samus, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll take hers.
You know what? I just watched one today, courtesy of my wife, Rachel. She turned me on to one that was like, she went to school. I was at the house, and she's like, I want you to watch Stranger Darling, and we're going to talk about it when I get home. And she was absolutely right. It was a really good movie, and one of the good parts of the movie was the main actress. Her acting was phenomenal, and I see her. I don't even know what her name is, but I see her as Samus Aran.
Wait, what movie is that?
Stranger Darling. Look at her. She wears a couple of. It's on Prime.
Okay, I have Prime.
No,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie. That actress, the blonde version, she wears wigs, so the blonde version as Samus Aran.
Okay. If they make a live action Legend of Zelda, they need to do it Lord of the Rings style. Like, they need to get Peter Jackson to come direct that shit.
I do agree with that. What's that guy's name that owns the rights to Metroid right now? Fucking Dubs guy?
The John Woo, but I don't think he does anymore. He's had it for like 20 or 30 years, but I don't think he has the rights anymore. I think because he didn't make a movie, he might have lost the rights to that. Unless he made a private film like they did with the Fantastic Four back in the day, which I doubt. I'm not sure if he still owns.
Yeah, he needs to not have it. I'm not even against John Woo, but he needs to not have that.
I'm against John Woo. I do not like.
He obviously doesn't care about the franchise.
Obviously, and his directing style, while was tolerable in the '90s, would be insufferable by today.
That's true.
That is the only line I want in a Zelda film. Everything else was just too innuendo for me.
No, I was talking about crippled Spider-Woman. Was she in the movie Nick of Time? Like, I don't remember seeing the wheelchair crippled Spider-Girl per lesbian person.
Yeah.
With shooting spider webs from her canes.
Holy shit, that was
amazing.
You know damn well why they brought Spider-Woman as pregnant into the film. Because they were going to have Spider-Man bring his baby girl into it and fly around with her. If you're not going to hate on Spider-Woman being pregnant, if you're going to hate on Spider-Woman being pregnant as she's, saving
the father,
city, you've got to hate on Spider-Man bringing his baby into it. And that's why they did it. They were like, you can't argue it here because we just did this and you're not going to hate this. So put them both together in one show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the father of Spider-Girl's baby?
What is this? I can't click on the link.
IDP. I don't know what that is.
He tried. It's the martini that prevented him.
Wait a minute. You want me to click on it? Hold up. Let me look it up.
I'll see what it is.
Something Beavis and Butthead.
Who knows?
The Legend of Beavis. That's what that link is for.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Do I need to share it? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. All right. This might be. Hold on. Let me present this. This is good.
Am I going to get struck?
I don't care.
Mo, am I going to get struck?
100%.
Probably. But this looks pretty funny. And it's 10
minutes. Happening. There's nothing you can do about it now.
I don't care.
I don't know, but it's 10 minutes long and it's Legend of Beavis. instead
10
of
minutes.
Legend
No,
of Zelda.
fuck that. We're not doing 10 minutes long.
They're crossing over Beavis and Butthead and Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Oh, okay. Well, we shouldn't get struck for this time.
Can you hear it? Or am I
Yeah.
muted?
Yeah.
Hold on. Unmute.
You're not muted. We can hear it.
No. There we go.
Yeah. How's it going? Yeah, nice boobs, honey.
Oh, yeah. Hey! Get out of here, damn it! I want to see the chick!
I'm like busy. Go away. No! Ow! Cut it out, butthole!
Get the hell out of here!
I like the sound effects.
This is well done, dude.
Here.
Check it out, behind the back. Yeah, throw it out the window.
That's funny.
The music.
Well, where you find this shit?
I got one too, man.
Excuse me, dick. You might die.
Shut up, butthead. I'm probably gonna make out with her first before we, get down.
You dumbass, it won't work that way. Don't you know anything about making love? This ought to do the trick.
Oh, yeah.
Beavis, you're about to be injured.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Get it up.
Did that show? Was that her ass?
Yep.
There you go.
Is that from the cartoon?
Yeah.
Wow, you caught that.
He's fallen and he can't get it up.
Oh, how sweet.
That's the kind of guy I am.
One quick kiss.
What the hell are you doing here?
Daddy! Gavin's after Daddy!
I thought of something. Yeah.
Go for it, dude. Do it.
Hell yeah, they were. Way better times.
Don't touch me,
kidding.
boy.
Oh my God.
I'm a little disappointed in you.
All right.
Oh, dude.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty fucking good, man.
That was
Thank you,
better
Lord Briggs.
quality than the original Legend of Zelda cartoon, man.
Yeah. I'm going
Like,
to go
the
for
audio
that
engineering
tonight.
is insane.
Hey, real quick, I got another one.
What's that?
That talking about this one. Hold on, I'm
Okay.
gonna pull it up because it was actually pretty good. It's the Super Friends.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Hold up. Let me present screen, share screen, blah 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 blah. Here we go.
All right.
For a couple of minutes. This is a long ass video, so end it whenever you feel like it, but it's
All
funny.
right.
Rolling paper. I must have left him in my cave. Hey, ride me.
Full screen it.
You see it?
Handle my second
Full
Yeah.
screen.
smoke. Hey, Smoke Ghost, nigga. I don't know if you know about me, but I'm fucking Batman, bro. I've been out here doing this. I'm vengeance in the night, and I've been smoking right. So don't even try me with that bullshit. You gonna have to go real long fucking. Well, touch your ass. No one can survive the Zaza did.
I know the scarecrow pet down here somewhere. I can smell. What the fuck? Y'all out here smoking without me? Look at your bitch ass asleep. Can't handle no real smoke. Y'all motherfuckers that. What the fuck is y'all? What is going on? I say, God damn. What
Oh my
God, Diana, don't tell me.
All right, right here. This is a good one.
Hey, Aquaman there.
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? How you got this number?
Man, Wonder Woman gave me this shit long time ago.
What? Oh my God, Diana, don't tell me you fucking villains now, bro.
Yup.
You fucking no bum ass villains. Are you out your mind?
Then why you saying he got our number from you?
Because he's fucking lying, nigga. He a villain. What the
She
fuck?
do got a point there about mine. Robin, shut the fuck up. Hey, she do got a point there, bro. Don't call up your line on your dick.
I ain't fucking lying. I had that bitch folded like fresh laundry.
Nigga, what? Ain't nobody fucking
Bitch,
folding
I had your ass folded like a napkin at a 5-star restaurant.
Definitely lying now.
Call that shit origami.
Dick don't fuck me. I know dick.
That shit sound painful.
It was. But I like that
No,
shit.
you
How
didn't.
you gonna tell me what I
Because I
like?
didn't fuck you.
Yes,
We never
you
had sex.
did.
You mean folding in the on soft
All right, so you ain't never fucked a nigga named David?
Of course, nigga. That's half the fucking world.
Bitch, I'm talking about the David from 2 months ago.
Know how many motherfuckers are named David?
Bitch got a body count like John Wayne
bitch,
Gacy.
I'm talking about the David you said looked like Yahya Abdul-Mateen. That David.
The second?
Bitch, the first ain't famous.
Oh yeah. My bad. I did throw him some ass.
Damn it, Diana. You're fucking gross. Fucking
Nigga,
villains
shut
for
the
real.
fuck up. You fuck your villains all the
Bitch,
time.
I would never. I stand for fucking justice.
You be standing up in Catwoman too. What about that?
I mean, that's different though. She not no like villain per se. She more like an anti-hero.
Okay, what about Harley Quinn?
I mean, she an anti-hero like too. Like, so she really ain't like a villain no more.
Poison Ivy?
I mean, she's just a vegan. I don't make her a villain.
Talia Ghul?
Well, nah, see, Talia, it's her dad.
She's
who's
a fucking
villain.
assassin.
She's a fucking ass having.
What?
I mean, she has ass. A nice ass.
Y'all shut the fuck up and tell me where Aquaman at.
Hey, hold on, my guy. Who the fuck? You think you
Talk to me,
talking
bitch
to?
ass.
My ass ain't no bitch, and my bitch
Hey, what
ass
the
ain't
fuck
here.
are you talking about,
Okay,
bro?
I'll get punched off your head,
Bro,
bitch.
you ain't gonna do shit. Not to me.
Nigga, I'll karate chop the back of your motherfucking neck. Don't ever try me,
And I'll
bitch ass
fuck
nigga.
you
I
up.
don't
Don't
give a
get
fuck
me
who you think
confused
you
nobody in your lame ass road gallery.
I will get whatever the fuck I
Bro,
want
one of them
confused around
bitch ass Gotham villains, bro. I will kill you, bro. I put that shit on the Atlantic, bro. You gotta
You
get fucked
ain't
up,
gonna do
bro.
shit, bro. I'll send your ass an address right now. You can pull up.
This motherfucker wanna die.
Why you keep talking like it's just him
Oh,
here?
so you want smoke too?
All you gotta get on his grill, my guy.
Hey, I was just calling for Aquaman, but I don't give a fuck. All y'all can get touched.
About touching some shit. What you gonna
You
touch,
ain't
bro?
touching shit.
Touching everybody that's touchable in that
Better hope
bitch.
you don't get touched
Bitch,
first.
I don't get touched. I do the touching.
Hands gonna get washed before you get to touch anything.
Bro, I'm touching shit like a blind nigga in the museum.
You ain't gonna touch shit with this L without hands.
You are so wrong.
No, she's right. You're definitely about to have to touch that L while you're
Bro,
holding
if
it.
I was a movie star, my name would be Chris Toucher.
And my name will be Jackie Hands.
Well, guess what? You're about to star in a franchise called Touch Hour.
Sounds like softcore porn.
It's hardcore.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
we
I'm
were looking at that trailer, Nick of Time. That was
What
yeah.
we
Do
talking
you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
about?
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was Super Friends Ultimate Compilation by Ace Vane. If you're interested, go watch that. I've been trying. It's an hour long, so I've been trying to work through it. But they're funny.
That was crazy. Guys, I want to thank you guys for being here up until about a little bit after the 2-hour mark. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Grody, you got anything to say about what we looked at with Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse or Brand New Day?
Not really.
You know
All
what?
right.
Like I said, I hope it's gonna be my idea. We're gonna get a Green Goblin. We're gonna get a Scorpion. I hope it's not
You ain't
Mr.
gonna get into
Negative.
that shit. But while you're here, go check out Indiegogo real quick for Brother Kit.